Welcome everyone to what I'm going to call the single collector's chat because everybody, I'm pretty sure from the show, is out with their wives or something today. So we'll see if anyone's free. They feel they got the invite, they could join in, but I'm not going to be expecting much because obviously their wives would probably kill them if they went on a talk show instead of taking it out.
Actually, the truth is they heard that I was going to be on tonight, and so they said, I'm not going to show up. I don't want to talk to Mark.
No, actually, a lot of them, the funny truth is, had asked, where you've been, even Carlos. So,
okay. No, I sometimes I interact with him on Facebook, like the comments and stuff. Yeah,
he's a funny dude.
Like I said, I consider him like when he gets on and he gets like on a real good riff, he's like a force of nature, man.
That's for sure.
He's just one of a kind, but which is a good,
the first thing to put out there for anybody who has it on pre-order, to me, it's crappy news because I was so excited. This was the month at the end, the 25th, I believe, that they were supposed to release the Prime One Harley Quinn. And then I got a letter yesterday stating, it's been delayed again. So this is like the 5th time. And it's not going to be out until June. And I'm like, my God, bro. How many times is this piece going to be delayed?
Well, that the longer they delay it, it probably means that the more work they're putting into it to make sure that it's right.
That's a few people said that, and that's fine. At this point, I would rather it be delayed and not shipped out with like a problematic piece that's going to break or whatever. So that's probably what happened. Something they shipped out maybe a batch and they found out that something either was wrong or the packaging would break stuff, so they recalled them. I don't know the reason, guys. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, you can only speculate, but I'm sure that I think what they probably do is, once they go back and forth from the factory and the prototype and all that cool stuff, they probably send a prototype and then the quality checkers probably look it over and compare it to the original, and then however that works, that goes back to China.
Yeah, I think they were worried, in my opinion, because they brought out what's his name, Deathstroke, yeah, and it was great, but a lot of people ended up getting him with a broken leg or something else. So I think maybe they were worried about the packaging.
I would say, yeah, that sounds about right then. Yeah, because that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Because those Prime 1 things, they're like bigger than Nefertiti or Natiri.
Oh, they're about the same size. I have the Batman next to me, which you can't see because the camera don't turn that way. But he's about the same size, maybe a tad bit smaller because Natiri is technically the legendary scale, which is supposed to be half scale. But the problem is an avatar being 9 to 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I know.
If it was half scale, it would be 5 foot tall.
What scene always freaked me out, and I started laughing. I just started laughing because it looked so surreal. Was at the end of Avatar when she gets through and she greets Jake's Sully. For the first time, they're meeting as him still in his human body. Her, and you see how much bigger she is.
Yeah, especially when she picks him up.
Yeah, I was like, hi there. You know what I mean? It's like, holy cow, you don't realize it, you forget,
Yeah, I mean,
like another 5 of those or something like that to make it all back to back for like the next 4 or 5 years.
Oh shit! I knew they were making 3. I didn't know they were going past that.
I think that they're doing like a multi-generational story. So like, I don't know, like this is all like James Cameron's doing, and I don't know. I just hope, I trust him because he's a really, he's
Yeah.
great at his own stuff. I just hope that the movies, I hope that it was worth the five. I hope it's going to be worth being like 55 years old someday in the final Avatar film.
Exactly. I'll give him credit. Hopefully he makes it as good as the first one.
He pushes the envelope, so he's going to push the envelope more now with the effects and stuff.
So that should be good. I just saw John Wick 2. That was amazing.
I heard it was great. Like, very, very good.
Yeah. Excellent fight choreography. It was non-stop action from the minute it opened to the minute it ends.
Does it take place like is there any does it begin where the first movie ended, or does it kind of like a year or so later or whatever, or it doesn't matter?
Well, you don't know for sure, but I would say I don't think it's a year later, maybe a couple of months.
Okay.
But it's not like it really matters because it doesn't ruin the story or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically without ruining anything for anyone. It's simply that he wants to retire and they don't want him to retire. That's the premise of the movie.
Because I heard you also get to see a little bit more of that kind of world that he works in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Kind of and they have their own rules about going about things. Yeah. Kind of like the way somebody described it. I forget which critic it was. Described it kind of like in the movie Highlander, where the Highlanders don't fight on holy ground.
Yes, exactly.
So they have something. I don't know. What.
Well, it was in the first movie too. You can't. The Continental is what it's called, and there's hotels, and they're in all different parts of the world. But when you're in that hotel, you are not allowed to kill anyone.
Okay, I got you. So it's like a sanctuary in a sense.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so it's like, again, it's kind of like the original Highlander. I love that Highlander movie.
So if you think about it, and this is the bad part about it, not that this has anything to do with the movie because it doesn't. It's just my thinking. Is if you were a chicken, I mean, not that if you were an assassin, you'd be a chicken. But if you were scared of someone, you could basically live in that hotel, never come out, and they couldn't kill you.
What's funny about that? There was one. I used to watch the Highlander TV series in the 90s.
Yeah, so did I.
And I think they had an episode where there was like a priest or somebody that was a Highlander, and he never left holy ground, so that he wouldn't have, so that he wouldn't, face an opponent.
Yeah.
And, so it kind of reminds me of that. I just like the original so much because I think Clancy Brown just nailed it with playing the Kurgan.
Mm-hmm.
And even he didn't break the rules with fighting, It was a cool idea. I heard that they're going to reboot it again.
I wouldn't mind as long as they do it right. Now, that's a movie that has been so long out of the spotlight that you can reboot it and it's okay.
It's okay. Well, especially since every sequel that they made to it, kind of rebooted itself, but they got kind of progressively worse. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
Good. The TV show was good.
I really enjoyed the TV show a lot.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really good. And I like the fact that they even got Christopher Lambert to be in the very first episode. And it matched up well when they did Endgame. Even though Endgame isn't as good as the original, it was better than the third one.
That's for sure.
I just, whatever they do, I just hope that it'll be really cool. Because now, you can do you can, with the right writers and a visionary director and establishing what the rules are and the story and this is going to be canon now and this is how we're going to follow things. You establish it at the beginning and you hold people to that so that they do a sequel or whatever. They're not going to suddenly say they're aliens or something like that.
This is actually a very good year for anybody who's a sci-fi fan because there's so many sci-fi epics coming out this year.
Blade Runner, Alien.
Yeah. Which for anyone who doesn't know yet, originally was going to be the sequel to, and
it's just more alien centric now.
Yeah, exactly. They saw that, with the other movie, the people, they weren't really paying to see it as much. But if they throw the alien name into it, then all the Aliens fans will be like, oh, let's go out and see this.
I want to see it, exactly. But the one thing is, like Ridley Scott had made a deal with Neil Blomkamp. He's the director of District 9, for the sci-fi film. And he's got this great idea, and he got Sigourney Weaver, and it kind of like, for lack of a, I don't know how they would work it, but it basically ignores Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection.
Yes, I watched the whole big panel where they discussed it with the actors and who was going to be in it, and it's supposed to have a lot of the cast from Aliens, and it's supposed to be the direct sequel, ignoring, like you said, 3 and 4.
3 and 4, but now because Fox is focusing on Alien Covenant and Ridley Scott wants to do a third one, he doesn't know if it's going to happen or not because,
you can't make these actors get too much older.
Yeah. I mean, Sigourney Weaver still looks like Sigourney.
Yeah.
And Michael Biehn looks like Michael Biehn last time I saw him.
Most of them did. Even, of course, what the fuck is
Marines, did get.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who never changes?
Bill Paxton.
Yes, I was gonna say his line for the movie, but yeah, he looks the same no matter how old he gets.
Yeah. Well, what's funny about him? He was friends, or I'm not sure if he was friends with James Cameron or not, but they kind of had a I don't know, they kind of had like a friendly working relationship. And I think that they kind of understood, because Cameron, before he was a director, was a trucker.
Yeah.
And what's his face has described himself as like a Texas shit kicker, Paxton. So, I don't know how they met or whatever, but when you think about all the Cameron films and the amount of actors and actresses that he's used more than once, he's been in a lot of Cameron films.
Yeah, and he's also Newt is supposed to be in it as an adult, and they showed her.
Yeah.
So that again goes to ignoring part 3 because in 3 they found her dead.
Yeah, she drowned. I don't know what the heck they were thinking, like, to go so dark in the third one. Although that quadrilogy DVD Blu-ray.
Yes, I owned it.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, and I do like even though it's a work, it's really big. It's an assembly cut because Fincher didn't want anything to do with it. He got dicked around a lot. You know what I mean? Because he was a music video director and this was his first feature. But the assembly cut, I like it better, even though he wasn't involved with it. The assembly cut, or whatever they call it, I like that version better in some ways than the theatrical cut. And the ironic thing is, the director's, or the extended cut, whatever they want to call it, special edition of Aliens is long, but the special edition of Alien 3 is actually longer than Aliens, which is kind of weird. Because you wouldn't think that, because it's a movie that's like in a basement. It's like Day of the Dead, the Romero film. Where most of it's like underground,
Well, it's like one of those, take for instance now Dune. So the original Dune, not the TV ones, but the original movie was made so many different ways. And there's this special cut that is really like the definitive cut. And they never released it. Only a handful of people got to see it before they pulled it.
Frank Herbert was one of them. From my understanding, like, it was, if it's hard to say, but like when Costner released Dances with Wolves,
Mhm.
he opened that door to he kind of opened a door where you could make a good epic if it's like 3-hour movie.
Mhm.
People will go see it. And so he kind of opened that door, and that's what enabled other people to kind of do similar types of, I'm not just talking Westerns, like, we could do all sorts of films. With regard to, I forgot the thing. Well, what was, I got a brain fart. What's that? What we were talking about? Which film again?
Dune.
Dune. Yeah.
Well, and then you were talking about Dances with Wolves.
Oh well. I was just saying that if there was a Dances with Wolves success in the '80s, then maybe he would have gotten his vision the way he wanted it originally. What's interesting is that, if you've ever seen the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune, which would have been really different from the book, but there's so many ideas that he had that he couldn't possibly do in the early '70s that would end up in so many other films. It's amazing. And like Giger had did all the designs for for Giedi Prime and the Baron's Planet, Castle and stuff. It's a great documentary. Well, now the person, I don't know his name by heart, but the gentleman who directed Sicario and Arrival, and he's currently working on Blade Runner 2049. He's expressed interest in bringing Dune into the big screen again.
Well, I mean, Dune, if you think about it, it is the ultimate sci-fi epic, even more so than even Star Wars.
Oh, well, Star Wars,
nobody has been able to capture the books properly in a movie. Now, the one guy who probably could do it, I would think Peter Jackson. It's not his cup of tea.
Yeah. Well, the problem is too is the miniseries. I remember when the miniseries came out, and I liked it, although I think
it was good.
Although William Hurt was kind of like, he felt like he was slumming it. Like I kept thinking he was going to go, "Yes, Paul, it's desert power. This craft service is ready yet." You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. I often wish I could mix and match different actors from between the two different versions. But I thought Jürgen Prochnow played a great Leto.
Yes.
And well, anyway, I was just thinking to myself that the one complaint that people did have about Frank Herbert's Dune miniseries was, if in some ways it was the same story but longer. Like he did get the basics in there, into a movie like 2 hours and 12 minutes. I mean, Harlan Ellison has said the fact that it came out as good as it did is an amazing thing, because this is a movie that so it can be done. I think there's just I've read the book, and there's so much in the book that has still never really been captured, like just scenes that I imagine, and it really needs an epic scope.
Yeah, because a lot of the book, similar to even Lord of the Rings, is telling you about the scenery, the planet, how things work, the hierarchy, and all this stuff. And that's hard to portray without putting people to sleep.
Well, I remember there was this one scene in the book where it's an early scene where they see Fremen in the desert fighting. And it's just like, it felt like I imagined it in my mind as this action-packed scene, like in the desert. And I often think that, like the movie Lawrence of Arabia, if you look at that movie with the epic vistas and stuff, well, I know the sky of the planet's supposed to be like a silvery gray, so that it's never gonna look like, if you wanted to be true to the book, it's never gonna look like, like Tatooine or Jakku. But I still think you can do something with that, and make it, different and palatable for a bigger audience. There's only one series that I think rivals Dune, and in some ways I like it better, and it's another one that they haven't, because it's a lot of thinking and talking and not really action, is the original Foundation trilogy by Isaac Asimov. To do the Foundation films, especially the stuff with the mule, was kind of like something that they didn't count on. I don't know if you're familiar with this with the Foundation.
No, I was going to say, actually, now it's something I'm going to have to look up. I've never seen it.
It's older than Dune. It came out in the 1950s. It's basically a series of stories, and it's basically the end of the Galactic Empire as we know it is predicted by this mathematician. Found a way of predicting statistics and blah, blah, blah. He calls it psychohistory. And basically, he purposely kicked out of the royal court and stuff like that. The Empire is going to fail. They cannot save it. So, but he's come up with a way where through the Foundation, which people think is simply publishing encyclopedias, they have no idea what it really is. They can take the Dark Ages to follow and squeeze it down to 1,000 years. You know what I mean? And over the course of the books, you kind of you have different you have different forms of control, and it's hard to describe. It's a really, best thing I could say is that it's a really brilliantly written thing. It's easier to read than Dune. So if you read Dune, Foundation is easy to read, and it's a multi-generational story, and these. If they could just get the original trilogy done, I would be really, really amazed. Like if I, that would be such a great project to do, or as a TV miniseries even.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Star Wars owes a bit to that too.
Yeah, and even speaking of, then I'll show some statue related stuff, but theirs was a scene which I thought was great in the show. What the fuck? No, I want to call it Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not that. It's the DC one that's on TV. I can't think of the name.
Oh gosh, there's so many of them now. The
Flash. Legends of Tomorrow. So on there's an episode where they go back in time and they have to keep from not. He was gonna quit and not make the Star Wars movies.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
that. They have to go back in time and get him. No, you have to make these movies. They change everyone's lives and all this other shit. And I thought that was great.
That's cool. It's kind of like, you ever see that episode of Lost? Where they go back to the 70s. I remember Hurley, the character Hurley. He was the heavyset guy with the curly hair. Since they're in the 70s, he's basically writing in a notebook from his memory the screenplay for The Empire Strikes Back, with the idea that, well, being we're here in the 70s, I'm gonna write this down and I'm gonna mail it to George Lucas with some corrections that I think will make it better, and maybe, you know what I mean. And so the other guy goes, "You can't do that. You can't even get off the island. How is let alone go and send that to George Lucas? You know what I mean?" It was just funny. It was a cute little gag,
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing really quick about the. By the by, Luc Besson's got a new sci-fi epic coming out this year too. I think the guy who made The Fifth Element.
Yes, you can't miss that. It's the same director.
Yeah, Luc Besson. He's a great director.
They've been showing it in the theaters lately. It looks very interesting, is the way I'd put it.
Yeah, it looks reminds me. It looks kind of like it's no surprise, like, from the director of The Fifth Element. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could almost imagine it being the same universe. Yeah,
you could actually.
Yeah, I mean, because he made some great. I don't know why he took He took for a while. He just produced films, but he made some great, French and then some great English language films too. Like the, I think it was The Deep Blue or The Big Blue, and then he made a movie, of course, Little La Femme Nikita.
Yes.
Then that's a great movie,
and it was a good show too.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other movie, and then of course The Professional.
Yeah. Leon.
You know, yeah. Well, I mean, what's his face? He played a fantastic villain in that.
Oh, definitely.
And then they got him back for that. And then, like, after that, I think he did. It's like he directed that movie about Joan of Arc, and I don't know what happened, but then after that, he kind of went like on a huge hiatus for years, where he was just producing movies, but they weren't as good as the movies he directed because, you know, it's just. I'm sorry, the transporter films are just not as good as the professional. You know what I mean? And I have nothing against the transporter. It's just.
Oh yeah, I like it, but the transporter is more an action flick that has a deep story.
Yeah, like, you know, it was a great flick, Drive by Nicholas Winding Refn.
Yeah,
that guy. Did you see the Neon Demon?
Yeah, the one movie that I wish they would do the other two books because I absolutely love them was the Ender's Game. You know, they did Ender's Game 1, but they didn't do the other two books when he really gets his powers.
Yeah, well, the problem is like the pig aliens and how they live, and there's some gory stuff there that it would be kind of hard. I mean, I guess you need the right director that has, you know, that can put that together.
Yeah.
You know, the first story is relatively, you know, it's not that it's relatively straightforward, but well, there's nothing remotely like what happens in the second book and the first.
Well, that's for sure.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem, you know, unless you want to make it a horror movie. You know what I mean? There's just some things that happen in that story.
But it's just like they get you with that gripping ending. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam, I don't know if we're making any more of them.
I know. Well, I mean, I love the deep implication of it, too, because it's like when he fights, was it quote something like, when he fights at the moment he's about to defeat his enemy, he loves his enemy, or something like that.
Something like that.
It's something, it was really very profound thinking in there, and that Orson Scott Card did for that, you know, writing in the book and then the movie, you know, and you know, it was a good movie. I mean, they got Harrison Ford to be in it. How many sci-fi films outside of Star Wars has Ford ever done?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
really? Not including Indiana Jones. Just
but you're missing Blade Runner.
But that's it, though. Like, when you really think about it, the majority of his career has been, you know, I'm sure he did Indiana Jones, but, you know, I mean, he did 2 of those Jack Ryan films. He did a lot of dramas, you know what I mean? He did, like, a couple of dramedy things like Working Girl or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, he did a lot of different types of movies, and, you know, remained a movie star as a result. But, like, in terms of sci-fi, outside of Blade Runner and Star Wars, you know, to get him involved in Ender's Game, that was, you know, I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought so. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's show a few other things, and then if we get back, the guys just understand we're big sci-fi nerds, and
yeah,
with it being Valentine's Day, it's hard to find other things to discuss. But let me just show this because I thought it was Valentine's Day-ish.
Cool.
And that is this art print, Love You to Death, which is from the Court of the Dead. It has the Queen and then Death himself. So I thought that looked pretty sharp. You could actually enter to win, which I just did, as you can see. But I thought that touched on the holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even realize that visage of death that they created is actually supposed to be like a male personality. Is that you couldn't tell? I mean, at least just from what I could tell, it looked too.
Yeah, because he's skeletonish.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you told me they were both women, I'd believe it because it looked. You can't really tell because there's no defining. You said skeletonish. There's not that many defining features that I recall. Because I don't. Sometimes you have to limit yourself with these series because if you start collecting a statue from every single thing, you'll be bankrupt, and
Exactly.
and you'll be sleeping outside because your home will be just nothing but statues. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Even with mine, as I'm getting ready to move, it's like, what do I want to keep and what do I want to sell? Because I think I want to stick solely with the comic book stuff and maybe do away with anything outside of. I mean, I'm going to keep my Street Fighter, but I think Street Fighter is going to go into a separate room in the new house. And that way I'll have my video game collection, which won't be huge.
Yeah.
Because there's only a few characters I love enough to have statues of. But then I'll have my, the comic room. And then I think that it's going to be it, because I don't know. You get, like you said, you get too bogged down in all these lines and it's hard to keep with them.
But there's some pieces, like, for instance, I mean, even though I would love it, and if I could afford it and you were selling it, I would be on the line to see if I could dig up the money, hopefully. But like Natiri, you got to take that, man. And it may not be a comic book thing, but that's...
Yeah, I'm tempted, but I got to see, because I do have a guy who might pay quite a bit for it.
Quite a bit for it. All right.
We'll see. I mean, it all depends.
It's such a beautiful piece.
Oh, exactly. I love it. Believe me, I don't want to sell it, but I got to look into what I got to do.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, worst comes to worst, like, you put it in the box and then kind of put it with your mother's things or your brother's things.
Oh, no, it's not a point of not having the room as much as, I'm moving to a new place. I got to get a new job. So you don't know what you're going to make and this, that, and the other. So I want to try to pay off some of my debts before I move away. So I might just sell it to do that.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Well, see, what I've limited myself to now is like, well, I mean, I would get maybe some Marvel pieces, but I don't have any right now. Like nothing nothing of any significance right now at the moment. But although ironically, in the latest Loot crate that I opened up, they did it's only a 6 scale Captain America shield, but it was by EFX Collectibles, and it was pretty nice.
I've seen that. It is pretty nice.
I was pretty surprised by that one, because usually you don't see that sort of thing in there. Sometimes usually you have to get the DX box or something like that to get something a little more, substantial. So they've been giving you a little bit less, but they've been including a little bit higher quality stuff, which I'm glad. Anyway, outside of that, though, I had the Trinity, which I'm still trying to put together. That's my goal this year, is to get a case for them. Yeah. Once you get a case for the 3 of them, that will free up a lot of room over here. Pretty much what I'm doing with Star Wars is I'm done with Lord of the Rings. I mean, unless I could get Sauron, there really isn't any reason. There's nothing else for me to really have to get. I already have a Sauron bust, so if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world, And it's like the Smell by Weta, the bust. That's my favorite, one of my favorite pieces at this point. But with the Star Wars at this point, like I have Kylo Ren on order, and when that comes in, I don't know what I would love to get the. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? I'm definitely gonna get Ray, because I absolutely love Ray. So I'd probably get her with BB-8, but I think that's gonna be the only piece I have from Star Wars.
I think it's going to be like $800 or something stupid like that, because you know why? It's because the prices. Because that's, if you buy R2D2 and C3PO and separately, it's like close to $800.
Yeah.
Well, granted, you're getting nice statues, but they're kind of pricey. I might get the Ray one, but the next one I'm going to definitely get after that is the Death Trooper from Rogue One. Kind of sticking with the theme, and eventually, I would just like to get something from number 8 and number 9, and kind of, then I'll call it a collection, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
And then I would just like to get the big chap. That I would really be happy with if I can get it. I mean, I was going to get the one that came out, and I still might if I can afford it. But he's kind of like my brother's like, you know what? He looks too much like Death. I said, well, that's the idea. You know what I mean? It's supposed to look like Death. It's just I'm afraid that if I don't get that one, which is reasonably priced, the next one they release is going to be like obscenely priced. Like I'll be very interested to see how the Alien Warrior statue gets priced. Not because I'm going to buy it, because I really just want the big chap. But I'm curious to see how much, because we already know that the big chap, statue that they released a couple of years ago, that was close to, that was at $800-900, right?
It's more than that now.
Well, hell yeah, now it is, yeah, because
when I bought the Alien Warrior, which I had for a while, and then I sold it, I that goes for like $2,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those Alien pieces. That's why I've always been hoping they do some new ones.
Well, they're doing the Warrior.
That's my favorite Aliens.
The Warrior's cool, but it's just that the classic for me, with the dome and all.
I got you. See, I love Aliens. That's my favorite Alien movie. But if Alien, the first, is your favorite, then you're definitely gonna want Big Chap.
It's not so much as the favorite. It's just that it's the original design, and I already have like a bust of the Alien Warrior. I already have, the Alien Queen. I already have certain things. I have a, 6-scale grid alien from AVP. I kind of have. I mean, if I'm going to get something, it's got to be something, different. I would have loved to have gotten the space jockey thing, but I missed out on that.
All right, let me answer a few of the questions in the forum. So, Infinite Pyre, no, I have never won anything from Sideshow. The only person I know personally that did was Vic. He actually won a hot toy from them at one point.
Sideshow has given me things, actually, like as a gift, but
that's awesome. No, I've never won or got anything from them, so I wouldn't know.
They gave me as a gift the probe droid 6-scale, which is pretty big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like that was really generous of them, and they also gave me like a bunch of like you know what it was? I told them, and this is the truth, their Comic-Con coverage last year for STCC was the best. That it blew, that nobody else did what they did. As far as none of the other, if I was like another person that owned a statue company and I saw what Sideshow did, next year I'd want to copy what they did, because what they did was really good in showing everything. And they gave a great tour of each individual line that they had, so that you didn't feel like you were missing anything. Because sometimes we're all like dependent upon people that we know or don't know that'll take films and stuff and visit something for us on our behalf so we can get a look at it. But some of these people, they're not around anymore, and they've moved on.
Mm-hmm. I like one of the things they did at New York, which was they had this, which I have it over there, but they gave you what you had to do was they gave you a card, and on the card was a bunch of places that they wanted you to find at the con, and they were things related to Sideshow. And when you went to them, you got a stamp, and if you got all the stamps, you got this special Court of the Dead lanyard with these collectible pins for free. And it was cool to have like this scavenger hunt to go on.
Yeah, that's nice. I know that like you know what they did tell me last year? They said that next year, 2017 as NYCC, that it's going to be a big it's going to be a bigger year for them than 2016 was. That's what I was told.
Oh, nice.
But they, you know.
Yeah, what's up, Biggies? Thanks for stopping by. If you want to be on, just let me know. I can send you an invite. To answer another question, no, I did not get my Phoenix yet. She's going to start billing me on the 25th. So I should have it by March, the first week of March. But I'm probably going to open it, look at it, make sure nothing's broken, and seal it right back up, because just like the epic piece that I have now that is killing me that I can't open and show everyone, there's no point. I have to box it right back up, so there's no point.
I have some pieces, like it's not a Sideshow piece, but I bought the Black Series Stormtrooper helmet because it was a pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I saw that in the store. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, so I left it in the box though, because you want to keep it immaculate and you don't want it to get into the elements, dirty and stuff. So I've been waiting for when I get new cases to actually open it and do a review of it, because you'd be surprised how many people sometimes sometimes you can get away with something that's not the premium company brand.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, and it's not going to bring down your collection either. It's really like.
And then to answer Mark, yes, I've ordered many pieces from PCS. Yes, their website sucks, but that's because they're working on it right now, so you can only see the current orderable pieces. But I just ordered Ken because that was a no-brainer. I love the way that piece looks.
It's a great looking piece, man.
Yeah, so I jumped on the PCS exclusive. And you get your stuff. It's through PayPal, so you're covered. And I've never had a problem. Actually, the one issue that I had with them, which they took care of right away, was there was somehow a collector, I guess, got a hold of my name or something and called them up and was like, oh, I ordered this piece, but I moved, so this is my new address. So they sent the piece to this address thinking it was me. And
wow.
So my piece, the reason I figured it out is they're like, your piece shipped out. And I'm like, I'm never getting my piece. And then I get this email that says, your piece arrived. So I go downstairs to my family and I'm like, did a piece come for me today? And they're like, no. So I called up PCS and I'm like, what's going on? Your website says I received my piece from the tracking, but I don't have a piece. So then they told me the story and I'm like, no, that never happened. So immediately they said, don't worry, we're shipping you out today a brand new piece to the proper address, which they did. And then they went after the guy that tried to pretend to be me, and they had him arrested.
Wow.
Like I had a great. It's not as. It wasn't a bad experience. It was a very good experience. When this was the Christmas of 2015. When I bought the smell bust directly from Weta, it was like in this limbo for like 2 weeks where I paid for it and they said it was going to be shipping or whatever, and once I need this before Christmas or whatnot, they actually overnighted it.
Oh, nice!
No charge from New Zealand.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how cool they are. And so, that, I mean, I can only imagine how expensive that is. Like the fact that they did that, that shows you they really care.
My whole collection of Lord of the Rings statues are when Sideshow Weta was one company, and all of them came directly from them.
Yeah. The they, you know, they've been talking. I mean, they were supposed to do stuff together. Maybe they will again, because I do think when they collaborate, you have such talented people working for.
Oh hell yeah! The detail on the pieces that I own, which are only 1/6 scale, are just amazing. Now, of course, the faces maybe could be a little better on the 1/6 scale, but they're not bad. You still see the actor's likeness and everything in them. But the attention to detail everywhere else, the costume, the weaponry, the horse, because I have the ring wraith on steed. They look amazing. The Balrog.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the whole thing. I mean, you know, and the thing though with Weta, and this is true, the same people that designed the props that you see in movies like Krampus and stuff like that, they also design, you know, what the public can buy from their website.
Yes, I have them. Though I have all the weapons. Well, not all. I have the 2 wizard staff, Saruman and Gandalf. I have Gandalf the white staff, and then I have the 6 of the 6, 1, 2, 3. I believe 6 swords.
I have Sting. That's not the only one.
Yeah, I have Sting. You have the one that lights up, though, correct?
Yeah, that's on Master Replicas.
Yeah, I have the regular one that's steel. Yeah. I have the Gandalf sword.
Yeah.
Strider's.
I forget what Strider's is called.
I have. I know Gandalf's is Glam Ring.
Glamdring, yeah, the phone.
That's Gandalf's. Then I have the broken sword, which is very limited.
Oh yeah, that's
the shards of Narsil.
Narsil, and then that gets formed into Anduril, Flame of it. I'm a big Lord of the Rings nerd too.
Same here. It's I have them tattooed on me. That's how much I love the movies.
Amazing.
But then there's who else? I have the Witch King sword, the Ring Wraith sword.
Wow.
The sword of the Urukai, the scimitar it's called.
Yeah, those things, they're like real chopping blades, you know.
And I believe that's it. So, you know, I have 7 swords plus the 2 wizard staffs.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys?
Work. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna be on because I know you're married. Oh my God!
Yeah, we went and saw the Batman Lego movie just now. It was pretty good. It's pretty
cool.
Yo, Lou. I finally got in that Cyclops, bro.
Is that what the picture is, you said?
Yeah, after being stuck with customs for a month, I finally talked to the right person that gave a shit about what I had to say, and 2 hours later,
there it is.
Yeah, it got passed and it got shipped.
Excellent.
Where did it come? That kind of hold on one second. That kind of happened with me. I had bought from Canada the silver, no, not silver, the Thor, and that one was stuck in customs for like 2 months before they finally released it. And thankfully, the statue came in perfect condition, but they destroyed the box that it was in. I was like, what the fuck did you? It's not that it had holes in it or not, but they like tore the picture part of the box open. I'm like, man. What the fuck kind of idiots do we have working in customs, man?
Yeah. Thank God my Cyclops came in one piece. I don't think they even opened it. It was kind of one of those things where I think it just got put on the side and it just got never got attended to.
Where did you get your Cyclops from, if you don't mind my asking? Like,
sure.
Who made it? Was it Like,
Oh, it's actually a custom piece. It was my first ever custom statue, sculpted by Eric Sosa from the Marvel vs. Capcom line.
What I like that they went as far as making a custom box for it.
Yeah, man. It's really professional, honestly. I wrote like a I don't know, like a 2-3 paragraph review on the Facebook page.
Yeah, let me share the pictures so everyone knows what we're talking about.
I was really impressed. You know, it was my first custom piece. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was really actually impressed. I'd compare it to like a.
That's it right there, guys. And I like how they use the straps like XM.
Yeah. Very nice.
And it's really big in person too, man.
Let's see. I think
really nice.
You can be picking up the Wolverine to match it.
Not the original one, but there's something in the works right now that I can't talk too much about.
Yeah, the one that everyone's talking about right now is the Gambit.
Yeah. Right now, I don't know. I'm kind of on this. I'm really digging Eric Sosa's style, so I'm just gonna try and collect. I want to support his work. You know, I like him. I like his work. I'm gonna try and support him as much as I can through prototypes. I already ordered his Ryu, and I might even pick up the XM Thor, just because he sculpted it.
Yeah. He's. I've heard of Eric Sosa before. I can't say that I'm as familiar with him as you are, but I know he's a professional. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean.
He's worked for companies like Kotobukiya.
Yeah, that's what most people know him from.
Yeah. He's very much, you know, I know you're very lucky. That's cool. Very cool.
Thanks, man. I don't know, Lou, were you able to get the pictures up of Cyclops?
Yeah, I showed him.
Yeah, the box, everything, he looks amazing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's some nice stuff. Yeah, good deal.
Thanks, man.
Well,
now that's it. Let's see what you guys think. So this is news to me. But one of the guys says, "What do we think of first 4 figures having a 2-week pre-order window and only making what they sell in that window as the edition size?"
I like that.
I don't know.
Honestly speaking, I like that. I'm a collector that values rarity and exclusivity and not 2,500 edition sizes. So I could appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't mind it because let's face it. If you're like me, like for instance, I wanted Ken. I knew when I saw that Ken, I was ordering it. So his window went up, it went up for sale, and I ordered it. So if I know I want a piece, I'm going to be there day one, make sure I pre-order it. So I'm not going to worry about if not making it in a 2-week window, because if I really want it, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's just like, remember we were talking about like a year or two ago about remember when they were going to do that American Werewolf in London at PCS, and Carlos was joking about he was going to have his whole family on the computer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard when to get a piece in general, especially when it's from a smaller company. But I've noticed one thing that Sideshow has started doing is their edition sizes have definitely gotten smaller.
Yes.
They're not doing as large of an edition size as they have.
Like, for instance, perfect example, my Gamora, 500.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, but I also think it just has to really do with the pieces, because you compare Gamora to Hulk versus Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, no, it has definitely.
For the X,
Because let's face it, now people are asking, he's asking what we think of what they're doing. In a way, that's kind of what Sideshow does. Because if a piece is super popular and everyone jumps on pre-ordering it, it gets a big edition size. Now, take for instance Gamora.
5 or 10 variants.
Take for instance Daredevil. not a lot of people jumped on it. So they got very low edition sizes. And I was happy. Same thing also for Jean Grey over there. I love the fact that they all have super low editions because people didn't jump to pre-order them day one. And that's what they don't understand when people jump down Omar's throat about, why do you not want people to pre-order right away? Because if you want that low edition size, you can't do that.
Which Omar are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the guy that's on the show all the time.
Yeah.
But he's been saying that to everyone. If we wait, let them announce the edition size first, you're going to get a much lower edition size, and then people will be happier because you're not getting 2,500 piece editions. And that is the 2,500. That was just for the exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like,
I think there's like, what, 5,000?
No, there's 6,500. 6,500. Are you
okay,
talking
total.
about Hulk versus Wolverine?
Yeah, yes.
6,500.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful piece, though. I mean, for the well, I can understand what you mean with keeping the edition size low. I have to tell you, like, from my point of view, like, I mean, that's not a piece that I'm prepared to buy, but if I could, I would buy it, and I'd be grateful that there were so many available because it would be within reach. You know what I mean? Because the one thing that sucks is when it goes into the secondary market and it just becomes like kind of like, Dr. Doom on his throne. Like, you either lucky or you're just willing to pay. And like Victor used to say, when that happens, you're just better off waiting.
Yeah, I agree. There's a statue that's coming out that just came out. It's the Daryl Dixon diorama. And I know a bunch of people that are picking up more than one. I picked up more than one, and
on the bike?
And it's gonna sell out, and it's gonna sell for double the price. So anyone that couldn't jump on it right away is gonna get screwed over.
Well, see, you saw what happened with Negan.
Yeah, Negan, all of them.
Yeah, those pieces are very hard to come. We actually, for anyone who's interested, so there is a petition on Facebook, which I signed, and it's to Todd McFarlane, and it's all of us begging him basically to make a quarter scale Spawn.
Already signed my name, baby.
Yeah, so hopefully we could get that done.
I was going to say that the Rick Grimes you got, the Gentle Giant quarter scale Rick Grimes, that's when you showed that and I was looking for it, it was sold out. It's sold out. But when you got the review, when you did the review, it was already sold out by that point.
And that says something because Gentle Giant, a lot of their pieces have gotten to the point where they don't sell out and they have to discount them heavily to sell them.
Yeah, that's true.
And with the Walking Dead ones, that hasn't been a problem.
Well, like the what's that? Was it Daryl Dixon and what's his brother's name?
Merle.
Michael Rooker. The zombie Merle Dixon. I have it. Like you could still buy that.
Well, that's the one no one really cares about.
Yeah. And then there's like it looks there's the other one that quarter scale Daryl Dixon that they did that kind of looks like him but doesn't. Like it's hard to like I said, it's one of those pieces you probably got to see in person.
You know what I gotta recommend to any fan, and I think Tim has these as well. But to any fan who loves the show, wants a really good-looking piece but doesn't want to pay a ton, those 10-inch figures are amazing.
It's amazing. I'm sorry for you. You got on the money.
I have a couple of them. They're really spot on.
The Rick Grimes, Dixon.
Yeah, I have Rick Grimes and I have Michonne. I gotta get Daryl, and I saw Glenn. Glenn was really good.
The Glenn came out good too. I plan on collecting more because what I like is you get one a year, and they're very affordable. I mean, granted,
yeah, very affordable. They're like $45.
or sometimes even less, depending where you buy it. And what's great about it too is, okay, it's not a statue in the classic sense, but the amount of money that you're paying, they should just call them figure instead of action figure, because they're not really action figures.
Yeah, no, these are meant to be in one stand.
Yeah, these are meant to be like displayed.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
And they already announced Negan is next, so.
Oh man, I was hoping they were going to do the hot girl.
They might, Maggie. You mean?
I want Maggie. Yeah, that Maggie statues might still be out, but it kind of would be to buy her alone. While it would be cool in one way, it would just kind of be like, okay, I have Maggie, and it's kind of okay. What do I do with it now? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it would be.
Yeah, I thought about buying it just to go with Rick. Yeah, I haven't decided.
You would need Glenn too, and I know you didn't like.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of Glenn.
Yeah,
I think I'm one of the few people that cheered when he got his eyes knocked out.
Well, I'll tell you this: the Jeffrey Dean Morgan 10-inch. That's probably going to look cool.
Mm-hmm. And I hear they even Gentle Giant might do the Negan. And that, would sell out quick as well. Now, see, here's the difference, though. You get the Walking Dead statues, $300. They're, maybe 320, but they're in that range.
Yeah.
Now, you look at the ends, even I think the Sucker Punch line was that price when it was released. Now, those did really well. Now, then they went with the other line, the Honey Trap, which I love the pieces, but they were asking $600 a pop. And then they wondered why they weren't selling out. I mean, why double the price? It's the same size, same quality, and yet you want double the price? I was like, get the fuck out of here.
How much is
that, bro?
What?
I just got in the Venom comic cap. Brand new, bro. The thing was like going in a time capsule and opening it. That's how I bought it from a very anal collector that kept all his stuff mint, but he never got a chance to display it. And I was at work and I was feeling bored, so I went on the statue forums and I typed in Venom Comic Cat to see like all the old posts about that piece, and then I saw that it was originally it retails for $250, bro. And I just it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. For such a great piece, $250.
Yeah, when you look at the Venom Comic Cat, the Spidey Comic Cat, Dr. Doom on Throne, all those pieces were so cheap when they came.
Oh my god. What I wouldn't give to be a collector back.
To go back in time, right?
Oh my god.
I remember when the thought of spending more than $300 on a premium format figure, what to me was like, man, I wouldn't do that. And now I'm grateful if it's $400.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how it got me, and the price is going to go up even more.
Well, hell, even when we all, at least most of us started, because a lot of us on here are up there in age a little, but I started with Bowens, and at $150, I was like, man, that's a lot of money, but these are nice. And now you would kill to get a statue.
Those things, every single Bowen's a collector's item because he's, he had to shut the company down. He had a divorce.
Well, that's the funny thing. For a while, when I was doing the Sideshow and quarter scale, you could get Bowen's for a song and a dance.
Yeah.
Now that he stopped making them and he shut down his page, all of a sudden now Bowens are going up $350, $400, $500.
Dr. Octopus, I seen that thing for like $800, bro.
Doc what's his name? Apocalypse goes for a lot. One of his Magnetos goes for a lot. There's quite a bit of them that have skyrocketed in price.
Yeah, I really couldn't believe it when I saw $250, bro. I was like, wow.
I love the Bowen Red Hulk that they came out with years ago. The Red Hulk that Bowen did before the second one. That one, I wanted to get it so bad back in the day. And I don't even know how much it was, but if I could go back in time, I would have gotten it. Because it was, I mean, even though it's not quarter scale, it was a cool looking, evil looking Red Hulk. You know what I mean? I really liked it.
You know what killed me today? For the first time ever, in the thrift store, there was a statue. It was a DC Direct Superman. He was the one with the Daily Planet, and he's flying above it. And it was like, it was cheap, you know? And I was like, oh my God, you know, finally a statue, and I'm going to get it. But first, of course, I'm going to look at it. And the motherfucker, whoever owned it, it was broken into pieces. And I'm like, this fucking It was missing the cape. He somehow broke and lost the cape. The arm was broken. It was still on because of the metal that runs through, but it was cracked at the wrist. The Daily Planet, a lot of the letters were broken off. And I'm like, son of a bitch, the one time they get a statue, it's broken.
How much were they selling it for?
It was only like $10.
Oh.
But it's like, you know what? If you were a guy who had the skill to fix them, definitely, you know, go buy a cape or sew a cape and put on a cloth cape. It would still look great. But I don't have those skills, so I'm not going to buy a statue.
What about
someone to fix it.
What about that guy's many figures? He does all those.
But he moved away. So
he moved.
Yeah, he doesn't live in New York anymore. Now, granted, you could send it to him. Yeah. But, you know, with me moving to Florida, I'm like, I'm not going to ship it all the way out there. It's liable to break in shipping again.
Yeah. No, I got you. Eventually, I have a feeling there's going to be a whole new world of collectors down there that you're going to run into. That
I meant Florida. If I said that, it's Florida. But yeah, the thing is, even Tim told me there's a lot of statues out there, you know, at the shop. So
there's a lot of shops.
That's a nice thing because you would think Jersey and New York would have a lot. But they do, but they're so far spread out that you have to travel hours to get to some of these places.
That's true. I was going to say, plus in terms of, well, I'm sure they have a Florida Comic-Con, but I know that they have something called Dragon Con in Florida.
Yeah, that's the big con in Florida.
That's really big, I hear. I mean, I've never been there, but a friend of mine from grad school, he moved to Florida after he graduated. And he told me that he's like, hey, you got to come down, you know, check out Dragon Con, you know.
Now, Tim, is that like here where it sells out, or you could still get tickets at the door?
I don't go to Dragon Con. I just go to MegaCon. So I don't know about that one.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing it with MegaCon. I don't, because I know what sucks for me is one of them is in March, and it's like I'm moving in April. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, maybe it's a different thing you guys are talking about. I don't think Dragon Con's in Florida.
No?
Let me look it up because I know somebody was talking to me about it. Unless they just mixed up MegaCon with Dragon Con.
MegaCon's coming up at the end of May. That's the one that I'll be going to.
Oh, all right. So that's all right. So all right, good. But is that one? Can you get?
I think is Dragon Con the Star Wars one?
I'm not sure. But is MegaCon now? Can you get tickets for that the day of?
Yeah, you can walk in and get tickets. They try to pack that thing up.
You don't got a fight?
No. That's good because I was laughing because like a fight sign, so I'm gonna have while we're talking. But I'm getting there probably in April, so I'd be able to make a con in May.
You'll have a lot. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll have plenty of time.
You're in Florida too?
Yeah.
He's actually close to where I'm moving. So.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
I actually will know somebody when I get there. Yeah.
You're not too far away. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stores out here, man. There's one of the comic shops has one of those. I don't know what the name of is. It's what is it? It's a Spider-Man from Sideshow, and it's the gray version where he's like standing there like this.
Oh, the
What do they call? What is it called?
the negative zone.
Yeah, negative zone. Yeah, I was gonna say Ghost. Yeah, but they're selling it for like $3,000. So I'm like, that's like internet prices.
Yeah, exactly. That's eBay price.
Yeah, eBay prices.
If you don't mind my asking, your name's Case or
Tim.
Tim? Hi, Tim.
Yeah.
My name is Mark. If you don't mind my asking, what kind of light do you use for your bestas for like Superman there and stuff behind you?
Okay.
Those are custom lights that I just ordered off eBay from China.
Oh, all right.
All right, just to answer you, not to cut you guys off, Dragon Con is in Atlanta, Georgia, which is close to Florida, but it's still a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took some custom strips, LED strips,
Oh,
and put them on something to angle them to like look, down at Superman.
Uh-huh.
And I've got them all powered on by one little AC adapter. So
it looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it does. It gives it a lot of light, which is nice.
Yeah.
I had like the IKEA yellow lights, but I don't know.
Deodor or something they're called.
Yeah. So what I did with those is I put all my yellow lights on the outside of the cases to give it like, that mood lighting. So if I don't want my lights on my statues, I can just turn on the mood lighting and it brights up the whole room.
Oh, that's nice.
With like a yellow look, but
nice. I have like these hockey pucks over here, but one of them, the Velcro, you just stick like it's battery. The Velcro on one of them, like it gave away, and it like fell on top of the Boba Fett.
That's what always scared the shit out of me.
Exactly. That's the reason why there's no light there now. Because I guess like it happened to me twice, and I was like, okay, no damage. I'm not putting it up there again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I did, I have puck lights as well, but being that I use the Bastas, you could screw them in, and then you don't got to worry about that.
Well, yeah, these aren't like the IKEA ones. These are just bought from Amazon.
I bought mine at I believe it was Home Depot was where I bought mine.
But I think that when I do get the new cases and stuff, and I get light.
Well, what I would suggest to you, Mark, is this, because he showed them a couple of weeks ago, and I believe it's the Home Depot that sells them. It's either that or Lowe's. But Carlos showed these puck lights. You get 6-pack. I believe it's like $40 or something. And it's 6 disc lights, puck, with batteries, but they last longer than the normal ones, watch-size batteries. And it comes with a remote, and you can turn them all on at once.
Yeah, because these are just like the two that I have on over here that work. They you literally, there's no remote. You just kind of press the button. You press a.
Yeah, you click them. I used to have them.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad, but like I said, if one loses, if the Velcro starts to give away for some reason, like what happened over here, then it's no good.
Yeah, the problem with mine was the company that made the puck lights. You have this first case of 4 that I bought many years ago, and the puck lights there came with really long string cords. So you had no problem plugging them in and sliding the units into place. But then the second set that I ordered, which were about 2 years later, they're the same brand of lights, but they cheaped out on the length of the cord. So it's very complicated to get them all plugged in. And if you move it wrong, you pull out the plug, which happened on mine. And one of the pucks don't light up now because the plug came loose.
Wow.
So once I move, I'll be able to fix it. But I just hated that. I'm like, you had to cheap out on the length of the cord, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know exactly what it's called, but they made these new display cases at IKEA. They're not like stackable the way the Bestas are, but they're deep and they're wide. And
I think they're what Tim uses.
The PAX, PAX.
No, they're not packs. I've been trying to find out if you can get the clear doors for them or not, because I know like Elwin in Australia, he uses the packs too, and it's awesome because that's how you can get like it looks like a professional, trophy case when you set it all up, and the glass doors. But whenever I look online at IKEA, I don't see the long clear doors. So
No, well, because
you know what it is. I've seen a lot of people do customizations for the packs.
I was just
specifically
gonna
like
say.
they'll buy the metal frame, and then they'll buy like custom acrylic sheets to put inside the frame.
That's what Tim did.
So
Yeah, that's what you're looking at.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Let's see if I just want to check my tablet over here. Maybe
because if I'm not mistaken, Tim, right, you have to remove the frame with the crisscross panels.
So this is the door you're looking at right there. You can get it either in silver or black, and you have to build it. It comes in pieces, and then there's like 3 or 4 metal brackets that would go across right here. And I didn't put them in. I just put the glass in, and I put it together, and there's like a little ledge that'll hold the acrylic into the door. You know what I mean? Put it together.
But the acrylic you had to order separately, correct?
Correct. I had to go find some local shop to cut me the right size and everything.
Well, I'm glad that you did, because when I moved, it's honestly because when I moved down there, I want to change my doors. As you could see with these, they have the wood panel. Now, I don't like that look too much because it cuts off part of their head depending on where it's placed. So I want to do a solid frameless piece of glass, plexiglass, whatever, that goes from top to bottom, but I need a place that does it, and a place. So that comes in handy.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that with my Bestas, because if you look at yeah, I'll get you Legos, Alex. Thanks. Sorry. If you look, you see how I had to lower the shelf on the Bestas?
Mm-hmm.
If I had an all glass panel, I wouldn't have to cut off, the bases right there.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's my thought exactly.
But
so maybe when I order them, we could put in a big order together, get a cheaper price.
Can I show you guys something? This is on the tablet. It's called Brimes, and they're $109. Hopefully, you guys can see it clearly. I don't know how to,
let me look it up for you. So just spell it for me.
IKEA. It's Brimnes. It's Brimes cabinet with doors, glass, white. They can make it. They make it in either black or white, and it's $109, and it's one. It comes to that's a pretty good price. The width is 30 3/4.
That's a nice width. That's similar to the packs, right?
Well, I don't know.
No, he's doing something with his kids.
The depth is 16 1/8. That's even deeper than a Besta, I think.
That's what I was confused on. Yeah, I'm thinking of the depth. Yeah, so the depth, the Besta is 15 1/4, so you're getting another inch.
Okay, which may or may not be necessary, but
it would. And actually, if you think about it, I have the Iron Man, and an inch would be just enough to make him fit without sticking out.
cool. I was just going to say that also with this thing, it has 4 adjustable glass shelves.
Oh,
So I don't, but at the height, this doesn't mean you could fit 4. I don't think you could fit 4 premium formats like that. I'm not sure. So the height.
now,
Is this new? What is it called?
I'm looking at it now, but is it called
BRIMNES?
Is it the one that says glass door cabinet?
Yeah, cabinet with doors, glass white, $109.
See, this says $79.99.
No, this one's $109. This is what it looks like, guys.
Yeah, this is too small. That ain't it.
This is if you look.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Your screen's the tablet's too bright.
That's why I'm looking for it.
I'm sorry, guys. If you want, I could email it out.
If you could email the link, then I could just pull it right up.
IKEA Brines?
BRMNES. What, Lou? What's this? I don't know your email.
Well, no, just do it in the Facebook thing.
Oh, all right. Hold on a second.
In Messenger, it'll be perfect.
I got a lot. Okay. Oh, Messenger. You got it. That's
because I'm looking at the Brimes page, but it's not coming up.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna get it to you right now, and hopefully
that'll be perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Because I was always wishing that they would make, like for me, how deep is? He's not on again. When you're on again, let me know how deep a PAX is.
I just sent you the link.
I got it. It's coming up.
I think the PAXs are like 22 or 23 inches deep.
Okay. See, I was saying something in the neighborhood of 20 to 22 would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the PAX is, yeah. I mean, like I said,
the only thing that ever scared me with a PAX is that a lot of people who put heavy statues in them, it bows. So you have to definitely put some sort of support on those shelves because they're long shelves.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem though. I mean, get like a metal beam to put underneath, you should be straight. You know what I saw earlier today that was pretty cool? It was like an advertisement for this company. I don't know if they were selling like an entire case, but basically it's like a clear TV. So what they showcased was like a living room display case with like china and pots inside, like this glass looking display case, but the glass doors was actually just a really big TV. So you could turn the TV on, but then when you turn the TV off, it was clear and it was see-through, so you could see your statues behind.
Crazy.
Yeah, bro. I just saw it earlier. It looks pretty dope. I gotta find out the name.
Let me show you what Mark was talking about.
Yeah, if you guys want to give me an opinion, I appreciate it.
And so yeah, here you get a picture of 3 of them lined up side by side, which look pretty nice. This is the unit itself.
Comes in either white or black.
Yeah, I could show that to them. And then here it is with the top piece. But I doesn't say if they're stackable.
I don't think they are. They are, but you know, I don't really mind that personally because the idea I have in mind is.
And there it is in black, guys.
The idea I have in mind is like I want that free wall space for
artwork.
Yeah, for art. Yeah, like for the I got a new Mondo and I finally got I got it framed and it's in my living room. And, you know, it would be nice to like maybe put some nice artwork above them.
I know that somebody was mentioning there is another brand. I don't know. It's IKEA, but it's a cabinet and it's
Billy bookcase.
I don't think it's the Billy though. It's deeper than the Besta, but not as big as the packs.
Let me see. There's another one here. I'll send you the link to it.
I love this. It's called the Heims or whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to say the depth.
I can find that out for you. The depth on that, on the product information, it's 14 and 5/8. So I think the same as
that would not help at all. It is the same as a Besta?
No, as a DTOF, I said.
Yeah, I was gonna say a Besta is like 15 1/4, I believe.
Exactly. I mean, they have. In the past, I've gotten Bestas and Klingsbows, but and a really nice one, but very expensive, is the Leotorp. But there is something else that is kind of cool. It's called Nornes. I'm gonna
because they're all Swedish names, so they're tough.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you the link so you can show it to everybody.
Oh, the Leotorp is nice too, but it's expensive. There's something called the Hindo as well.
Yeah, they have a lot. You know what it is? The thing about the best is I love they're really are fantastic pieces. It's just that they're so like I look at like one like 4-piece unit or something like that, and I don't know. I like the delivery is like they tell you like 13 boxes or something like that, and I don't know. Like it's just kind of I don't really know what to make of it. But I mean, I know that a lot of people use them.
This would be a nightmare for me if this happened.
Oh my god!
Could you imagine? I think that's a Calyx, one of those.
Yeah, while putting heavy ass records in wasn't the smartest move.
I sent you the other case, Luke.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking something out.
And
there is a taller Brimes, but unfortunately, it doesn't have the width that the.
It doesn't have the width.
What is this Besta? This is an interesting looking one.
Yo, Lou, I just tagged you in a post on Facebook. Share that with the guys real quick. That's the thing I was talking about.
All right, one second. I'm just checking out a few of these new Besta options. Don't get me wrong; they're expensive. They're like $350 or $370, but
more than that. Some of them.
These are. I think they brought back the doubles like these because when I originally went, you could get them double like this. Well, the second time I went, they only sold them single.
Yeah.
So. I'm wondering if they brought back the double.
Like that, sometimes they do it like 3 in a row, like just a skinny row of 3, and I guess you can, do what you have over there, match them all up, and then they have doubles. And then...
What I may do in the newer house, they have 10-foot ceilings, so yeah. I could go 4 high actually if I buy a single and just stick it on top.
That's scary.
No, once you attach them in the back with metal, and I would go to the hardware store because I know how to work on wood, and then you just take the metal bracket that's about a 1/4 inch thick, and it has 2 holes. You pre-drill them, put the screws in, and then it won't ever budge. So that's an option. All right, so let me check out the links now you guys sent. So, all right, let's see this Nornas first.
It sounds funny.
It looks like a cabinet on top of a table.
Yeah, I know. It's that part. I wish it was all just one cabinet and no table.
Exactly.
Basically, the depth is 15 3/4. The width is 25 5/8. The height, of course, this is including the legs. It's 65 and
That's
65
a
free.
shame. If it didn't have those stupid legs, that would be a great cabinet for the statue.
I know. That's why I'm thinking about the other ones. But the brand, because even if they're not stackable in the most classic sense as the best, the price, if it'll fit what I have, the certain statues that I want to put in it, the price might be worth it. It might be worth it might be worth $109 is a good price.
Where did you send it, Chris?
I just tagged you in the post on Facebook.
Oh, tag.
There's a lot there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But, I just look for alternatives sometimes,
Yeah. There was one of the newer YouTube guys. He took like a metal frame and he put like custom wooden panels around the metal frame so you couldn't see it. But he wasn't stacking. He just had like one little setup for each statue, like a desk or a table or whatever.
The Batman collector.
Yeah, it looks nice, but if you want to stack, you're gonna have to figure something else out.
I hear you.
Yeah, he did a nice idea with taking metal shelves and then wrapping them, but again, you can't stack them. Then.
There one guy, I want to get his name right. Hold on, I think Statue Fanatic. I think that's his name. If you guys know what I'm talking about. No, yeah, Statue Fanatic. He
nice if I could find my tags.
He has a really good setup. Basically, it's like a table type thing, kind of like what you're talking about. How you want to have like just one row, and it's just one giant like row, and then he's got custom shelves on the top, so he could put artwork, right behind the statue, and then he's got like another higher shelf, and he can put more statues up there. It's a really cool layout because it's like he took one wall and made like just two giant shelves. It's pretty awesome.
I sent it to your inbox, Lou.
All right, perfect. Because I know how to find my tags on my tablet.
Yeah.
Oh, that is sick. All right, let me share this. That is fucking insane.
Wouldn't that be dope, yo?
Screen share. Boom.
For some reason I can't see a screen.
I don't know why the hell. I'll play the damn video. Now, how do I gotta refresh it. I don't know why it went to the shit. But that's it right there, guys. You can see how I don't want to click on it because it's going to start playing it again. What the F? It's like automatic.
There you go.
You want me to play it a bit? I don't know because it might block it if I do that. Well, as you can see, go to the LAD Bible and you can see it.
Yeah, so basically that glass screen that she's pulling over her cabinet, it turns into a big TV.
If I could bring it up, why is it so stop screen sharing? If I can get it to stay on without screen sharing, I mean, without it playing the video, we'd be all right. I could show you because you actually could see the TV in front of it. All right, let's go back here. Let's see if we could get this to not fucking play the video. No, see, it must be set on automatic. Maybe if I end the video, it'll come back to where I want it.
It could. How many boxes? How many windows do you have open at the same time?
All right, there we go. I have 5, but that's what's nice about having a custom PC. All right, so I built it myself. So here we go. Now that I played it, you can see it without it playing again. But you can see the actual, that bluish looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, why isn't it on present to everyone? There we go. Is the TV itself, and you pull it down over your stuff, like he was saying.
Interesting.
So you could see right next to him, the one he's standing by shows the actual shelf, and then this one has the TV screen pulled in front of it.
Interesting.
So that's pretty damn cool. Invisible TV by Panasonic.
Yeah, as long as the screen was clear.
No, it is. If you watch the video, it does turn clear.
Yeah, I just don't want to show it in case they do their bullshit copyright shit.
This is not like a rear projection or front projection, right? This is something more akin to like OLED or something.
Yeah, that's a real screen. That's no projector. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to describe what I'm watching in the video, and it's literally like a glass door, and it slides across, and then it plays a video like a TV. But it's just a glass shelf, like door. You could even lower and raise it. They're showing a wine cooler with the same thing in the front.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have in the living room or something, having your pieces behind the TV, and then you turn off the TV and you can see your pieces.
That shit's crazy, bro.
I wonder how much that's going to go for it, or if it's even like, like, but was that shown at CES or?
It was a random post I saw on Facebook. Somebody shared it to the statue group. I think it's like still in development. I don't think it's like an official product yet.
I got you.
Yeah, because it says Panasonic reveals invisible TVs. Invisible TVs are the future.
Yeah, I think it's more like a concept, but cool nonetheless. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
I saw some footage of a television that, like, it was so thin. It was almost like not rubber, but like it was almost like you could bend it almost. I've seen,
Wow.
I the only thing about it is it's kind of like after a certain point, how practical would something that thin be? Like you have to see something like that in person to really evaluate it, because you know what I mean. In the video, you can't really tell. And I look at reviews on TVs, and sometimes I see people that buy these super ultra thin televisions that that virtually have no bezel at all.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I've read some reviews where the customer says that whatever that was there that was connecting the screen, it began to I don't know, like, for lack of a better expression, the glue or something, whatever they used, began to I don't know, it didn't work. Like the TV, they had to return the TV because it basically, over time, it began to degrade or something like that.
Or like delaminate, kind of?
Something, yeah, exactly. Delaminate, something along those lines. Like, because it was so thin, and I guess in their effort to try and, I don't know which company it was, but in the effort to try and keep it so thin, I think they were using very like a real, not necessarily flimsy, but like some sort of material or metal that just kind of was very susceptible, I guess, to bending. It's kind of like the first iPhones that were bigger than 4 inches. Remember Bendgate, where the guy on the video bent it with his hands? I think the new ones are a little bit different now, but it might be just one of those things, because they've also been like, curved screens was supposed to be the rage, and that's kind of dying out now.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
It's sad. What I'm sad about is 3D is dead. The 3D TVs.
Tell me about it. I own one of them.
I own one too.
But here's the problem, and I'm going to tell everyone the way it is.
Yeah.
The fucking movie companies did that, because in the United States, we get the movies released in the theaters in 3D. when they're released on Blu-ray, these sons of bitches don't release the 3D version. So you have to sit there and go buy an overseas copy of the movie just to get it in 3D. Who's going to support the TV if the fucking movie companies don't even sell the shit in the U.S.?
Well, some of them do it, like the DC and the Marvel movies. You know, those come in 3D, like Blu-ray 3D. I think that one resentment I had. I mean, I did eventually get a 3D TV, but I always thought that it kind of sucked. That like they should have just made that technology standard. Like anybody that buys an HD TV should have that 3D option available.
Oh yes, definitely that would have changed. There's a couple of things that could have changed it. That was one.
Yeah.
Two was you had Nintendo. Okay, they brought out the 3DS. The 3DS is 3D without glasses. Do that on a TV scale. People will like it. You don't got to put on glasses. Now, granted, it would be much more expensive, but who gives a shit? I would buy a TV if I could watch 3D without glasses.
Sure. Oh,
What's up, Carlos?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Carlos?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Yo, my nigga. What up?
Hello, what's up?
You in a minute, boy.
That's right.
Yo, Lou, you should do something like this. This guy, Calvin.
Okay.
He's got a custom shelf and
Holy cow.
yeah,
Hey,
it's nuts.
Tim.
What's up?
What's up, Lou? Mark. Wow.
How's it going, man?
See, my thing is I want all my shit behind glass
Yeah.
because I hate dusting. Dusting statues sucks.
I just like it behind glass because
And the prying hands, right?
yeah, I feel that even if there's no lock on it, it is some sort of a deterrent. Like it's kind of like when you see a police, one of those blue things. You're less likely to just you're not going to just take it and move it and keep walking. You know what I mean? Like people tend to walk around it. So it creates kind of it sets a boundary. And some people especially with these statues, sometimes they're so delicate that like one little finger touch can like break something accidentally sometimes. And that's heartbreaking, especially when it's something you really, really love. You know what I mean? And you spent a ton of money on it.
You ain't kidding.
What was that? And Tim, on your picture with the guy, what was that cabinet that he had on the bottom? Is that a Besta? Nah.
I bet you it's IKEA.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. I love that.
Sure, again.
It looks like the single Besta, the single cube Besta.
And they turn it up. They turn it that way to a horizontal.
Yeah.
No. The way you can buy. See how mine is 3 high.
Yeah,
with the doors. Right. You could get one that's only 1 high. A lot of people buy them to put TVs on.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. But let me see that. Oh wait, hold on. Let me click on it.
Yeah, they've got TV versions, and I think they've got ones that you could buy that are vertical too.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. Cool to know.
Yeah, you guys have any horror stories going back to what's your name, dude? Marcus?
Mark,
okay. Going back to what you were saying before, you guys have any horror stories of anybody like breaking your shit or like touching it and something happening?
I broke shit accidentally. Like I once had a Boeing Iron Man, and he had one of those like resin flames coming out of his foot, and all I did was just touch it, and the flame just popped right off.
Oh man!
You know what I mean,
my dad did once on mine. It wasn't something major, but I screamed so loud at him that he thought I was gonna murder him or something.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, talking about destroying statues. I was reading the forums about that the Hulk vs. Wolverine statue, and Sideshow has been telling people, which I've heard from you guys talking before. You got to destroy the Wolverine statue, and then they'll replace you another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did that with awesome. Superman. That Superman that you got in your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a video of that. I had to destroy mine.
So what's the point of destroying it for them?
So that
Maybe-
there's,
Good.
I guess part of it has to do with the addition, so that there's not two pieces carrying the same number.
Mm.
And then I think part of it is just to ensure that,
You're factual about what you're just claiming.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because how easy would it be? Let's just say
You could snap a leg, right?
you say my body on my statue sucks. So they send you a new body, and then you send that other one and sell the body to a customizer in perfect shape, and he could just make a head for it or whatever.
Right.
It's shit like that. So they want to make sure you really destroy it.
Yeah. Sometimes though, you might get lucky though if you destroy something, and if they're satisfied, maybe you might be able to keep like an accessory or something like that.
I kept my Superman suit. That was awesome.
Nice.
I took it off, and
Yeah.
I got it on the Hulk. On the Hot Toys Hulk, I put the whole Superman suit. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
If Victor was here, he would say that that's blasphemy.
I know for sure. God damn, so many unbelievable pieces are like 2017. It's crazy. Also, by the way, I just got an email from Sideshow. They told me that Prime 1 Superman half scale is coming out in May. It's been delayed. May or June.
Wow.
So it's joining Harley Quinn.
Yep. That's correct. Superman.
I like
Superman.
See it.
I got that message and I was like, you sons of bitches.
Oh, you got it too?
Yeah, well, because I have the Harley Quinn on it.
Harley Quinn.
But it's same exact thing, May or June. And I'm like, really? This is the 5th delay on that statue.
On that statue. Did you guys talk about ARH already? Did you bring up the topic?
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you want to bring it up at all?
You could bring it up if you're talking about what I think.
Yeah, well, you think that ARH like closed up, or I'm not sure. I mean, I don't have to call ARH anymore because
not officially, but I think it's coming.
Really?
Like I'm gonna call them because I'm still trying to work something out for the pieces that I had ordered with them.
Right.
But for all of us that have pieces ordered who haven't gotten them, it's getting tough because word is they're gonna just file bankruptcy.
That's
And
crazy.
if they do that, we're all shit out of luck with our money. So I think the best move, and it was brought up in one of the groups. I'm not going to name the group,
Right.
but they're going to help set something up for all of us that have been cheated, for lack of a better word, out of our money, and to try to do something about it before that happens. But the big problem is the way they handled their company. I mean, because our home wrote this big letter trying to explain, what happened. But it's like, okay, we get it. You used our money to leverage other statues and ship other statues, and now you can't afford to give the other people that money. But what kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah.
So all the people who have current stuff ordered with you, you're just like, screw you, we're not going to send your shit, but everyone else who has their shit locked out, and now we're just going to take the coward's way out and just file, and you'll all be fucked out of your money.
That's nuts, man. I've seen so many horror stories with that company. Like the first story I read, I was just like, yo, let me stay away from these guys.
I mean, you know how many collectors we're talking about, including myself, being screwed by these people? They're lucky they don't find them and hunt them down.
This is very true. You got 3 pieces with them, right, Lou?
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
crazy.
you still haven't gotten?
3 pieces, not one has been shipped.
Oh, nah.
And
That's
it's
crazy.
always a song and a dance. They won't pick up the phone when you call. They won't answer emails. You try to get through other people that know them. They won't get back to even them.
And all your statues, they're paid in full, no deposits?
No, they were all on. What happened, let me tell you my story. So I got involved with the company when Payman was still part of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So Payman set up payment plans, because the whole thing with ARH was you could get a 6-month payment plan, but they do 12-month plans, but you had to go through the customer service to do it. So he did me the favor. He was always a nice guy, and he set it up for a lot of the collectors to do the 12-month payments. Now, he was with the company, so he was sending the bill every month through PayPal, pay this much. So I was paying it every time it came due. Then all of a sudden they stopped coming. The bills stopped coming. So about halfway through, say 6 months. So I'm wondering what the fuck's going on. And then they're telling you, oh, well, the pieces got delayed, so we're just not charging until it's that amount of time before the pieces come out, whatever. So even Vic, he was another one that got screwed. But, you know, now that he's dead, who's going to do anything about it unless Marley did? But the situation is, so he left the company. So now the payments, what he was sending, stopped going through. Then you try to call them and you're like, bro, you got like over $1,000 of my money. Where's my shit? You know, at the very least, send me $1,000 worth of statue. You know? So at this point, honestly, the main piece that I want from them is the Arcala Seduction. New York Comic-Con exclusive, which is a $700 piece. So with shipping, $750. I gave you about $1,100, $1,200. Send me that statue, and I wipe my hands of you. I'm not going to ask for the rest back, whatever. Just give me something for my money. That's all
crazy.
I'm asking. But they don't get back to you. It's like they ignore you. And
I'm surprised nobody like took legal action, because I kid you not, I must have read like 6 or 7 stories of like what seemed like ARH literally taking their money and running away with it, bro.
Well, that's what our home did, and I don't care. If you're watching this, that's what you did. Make no buts about it. You could claim any bullshit excuse in the world. You took collectors' money and you ran. You're a coward.
There's no legal action that you could take.
Yes. The idea is all of us need to get together, and that's the plan. If you want to do it on my group, just let me know, guys. I'll set it up. It's supposed to be being set up in another group. Anyone got screwed by these motherfuckers, get together, and we will class action lawsuit the shit out of them.
Oh my God. Well, listen, I'm sad about you, but I'm happy for me. I was like,
you lucked out.
I lucked out hardcore.
Yeah, I saw the video, man. It looks very cool.
Yeah,
but it's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
What are you doing? You rob collectors.
Yeah, Lou, that guy Avery One. Is he part of them or no?
No, it's is it?
Yeah, Avery One. He has a YouTube channel.
Is it him or is it Payman?
Well, Payman is one. Then the Avery One is the guy with the YouTube channel.
But I don't think he has anything to do with it. I know
he's always at the Comic-Con.
It's possible.
And he does the narrating. He walks.
Well, look,
I'll look.
I apologize if I'm saying the wrong person, because I don't know which one of the two is the one involved with the company. But regardless, whoever it was is no longer with the company. They split ways before all of this shit happened. But I'm talking our home himself. He's the one that's at fault. He's the head of the company, and he let this bullshit go on.
Right.
That's crazy, man. I don't know, man. That's kind of my fear. I guess a lot of people have trust in PCS, but just that whole thing with their website, that's why I don't
The
like that shit.
difference, all right, here's my take on PCS. They're a real company.
That's
right.
Is what I'm gonna say.
Legitimate.
Legitimate, exactly. They're
legitimate. They are licensed. They're approved by Sideshow. They are legitimate.
That is the problem. See, ARH, if they had their shit together, would have kept selling through Sideshow and would have had no problems. But it's corporate greed that not wanting to pay Sideshow their cut that made them go off on their own and try to do this shit. And they bankrupted themselves with this stupid line they did because they had to pay this guy's family tons and tons of money they didn't have for the license.
This guy right here, Lou.
Are you talking about Frazetta? The Frazetta family?
Yeah, exactly, Frazetta. Now, it's not the Frazetta family's fault.
No,
they just agreed to pay too much money that they didn't have.
For the licensing, for the approval for those stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the guy you talking about?
That's
one of them.
Yeah, I'm not even sure, bro.
Right.
I think that is him, but
that's sure. One of them. And then there's one more guy, which is Avery One, which I thought he was part of it. He's a really nice guy. We met them. I met him.
Are you sure? Because I think it's Payman, not Averone.
Averone is, man. He's part of it, man. I'll show you a video with them.
If it is that they all are, they are. They're
all in cahoots.
All I know.
My friend, here they are right here. Look, ARH representing big time for you. Right there. There they are. There's this little one on the left. That's Averone. Whatever it is. And this is the other guy.
Yo, Lou, y'all need to get together and do something about that, man. That's not right.
Those are the two guys that I met, the ones you just showed.
Yeah, those are the guys that does the show.
But those two, they split ways, though, before all of this happened.
Okay. But who is responsible for it? Who's responsible for the company?
Not our home. That's why it's called ARH. It stands for our home.
Well, there he is right there.
So whatever, regardless of what happened, if you want to go out the right way, ship the collectors their stuff.
Then you could, the money.
And then you could close your doors, but you don't steal people's money.
Yeah, you're right, and you also let them know that, hey, like what Bowen did, I'm going out of business. You know what I mean? He gave everybody a notice. And that way people were prepared. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame because Bowen, they really did some Marvel. Like, they were really great.
Well, Bowen was the whole thing with his wife.
That's the reason why he did it. Yeah, divorce.
Exactly. Bowen didn't go out of his way to screw everyone. Whereas, that company he did that everyone said he was lowballing his statue's value, that was all his wife. That wasn't him. So to go off on Randy Bowen for what he did,
I'm not going off on him.
It's not the same. He didn't take collectors' money, not give them a product, and then just run.
Well, I agree with you. In fact, I saw him interviewed around the fact, I think that Charlie Oxley Australian Collectors Chat, I think he did them on through Skype or something, and he was very forthcoming, and he was like, he even said it like, man, I'm getting divorced or whatever.
I mean, it was funny because everybody knew that everyone was coming to see him if they showed up in New York, and then they didn't show up in New York Comic-Con because people were going to go there and demand their money or their statues.
We're not talking about Randy Bowen now, right? Still?
No. We're talking about ARH again. But
I didn't even know with the ARH. I never ordered from them ever. I kind of regret it too because I know they've made some great, like their Leonidas that they did was really cool looking. You know?
I mean, it's a shame because in the beginning, it was not a problem getting your statues.
Yeah.
But it changed because of the way they ran the pit. Basically, the people that bought the new statues or had payment plans were paying for the statues that other people had already ordered to be sent out. And then because they had to stop producing statues due to licensing issues, they ran out of the money to ship the rest of the people's stuff. But if that's the case, if you're a collector such as myself, and you gave them such and such amount of money, do you think I would complain? I would be mad. But do you think I would risk losing out on the statue instead of paying them another $50 to ship out my piece? You're not even giving us the option. Say, hey, you want your piece, it's here. You're going to have to pay to ship it, though. I would pay just to get something for my money.
Yeah, I got you.
But you're not offering it. You're just taking everything and running.
I hope you get that resolved, bro. That's messed up.
You know, the problem is that unless somebody who watches these chats or is on Facebook and knows these people personally tells them, look, go on Facebook, let people talk to you through the page and work out the shit so that they can get their product, nothing's going to happen because he just hides in the corner and don't say nothing.
I mean, at this point, from what I've seen in the community, I feel like it's already past that because people really don't want to hear like excuses or explanations. The posts I've read is basically like, yo, fuck ARH, and that's it.
Well, yeah, he did that to himself, though.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, but there are customers like myself who would give you whatever the shipping cost is just to get their piece. Yeah. But you're not giving the people that are interested in doing that the option.
Right.
And that's what's wrong. Hell, if somebody wants to say, screw the piece, I'm just going to put them on blast, that's their right. But it's also the right of the customer who still wants the piece they ordered to get it. All he has to do is go on Facebook on his page and say, guys, whoever's got a piece ordered, contact us at this number, pay the shipping, and we'll send out your piece. And a lot of people would do it just to get their piece.
Wow.
Just thinking about.
So, I mean, at this point, I think a lot of us have gotten to that hopeless stage.
See, I'm not even sure if with the class action lawsuit, whether or not it would make a difference because
it would work as long as you sued them before they filed bankruptcy.
Are you sure about that?
Once they file, you can't get your money. But if the lawsuit is done prior to the filing, then you go to court with them.
Oh. Because I didn't even know. No, because usually with bankruptcy, it's like, you know, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either because I'm not a lawyer. So, Joe, if you're watching this, let us know. He's a lawyer, so he can let us know if he knows anything.
Did you guys already get a lawyer? You guys should get one.
Oh, okay. So, Whispering Wind says that Averone and Payman are the same person. So if that's the case, then yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same guy.
That's correct.
Yeah, I love that piece, man. It looks great.
The chemical, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be an awesome piece, dude.
Yeah, it looks.
Yo, Carlos, what's your YouTube channel, man? Because I saw your
let me.
Wolverine.
I'll type it in right here. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you had me cracking up, man. You reminded me of one of my uncles. Came in with the Mob Deep instrumental in the background.
I'm trying to outdo Tim, man, but I can't outdo him. Tim had me sweating, man.
Well, that's you don't monetize, correct?
No, I don't monetize, man.
Yeah, because if you throw up copyrighted music, you can't monetize
right away. I got so many videos, man.
Yeah, you get flagged in 2
I'm
seconds.
getting flagged all the time. I don't care, man. I do it for fun. I'm not here to make a living off this guy. This is bullshit.
Well, believe me, unless you got 1 million subscribers, you ain't making a living off it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are a lot of people that try really hard in the beginning. They're trying it, man. But at the end of the day, it's
at the end of the day, unless you're doing some like really dumb shit like that people think is hilarious, like the girl who put the Crisco on the floor of the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
the boyfriend comes out and goes flying. That kind of shit gets 10 billion hits. A review on a statue is not going to get 10 billion hits.
That's also the people that started doing people have been doing these. There's a lot of people in the community that make videos. So basically you could type in ARH Frazetta Death Dealer, and you might come up with, and maybe not in this particular case, but hypothetically speaking, you might come up with 10 different reviews from 10 different people of various skill sets, but appeal, and they're not even competitors. It's just there's a lot of people that do reviews online. And toys is even worse. Like because there you have people that are super established, and that review like figures only and that sort of thing.
It's just in the end, you gotta have like a ridiculous amount of hits on your videos to make money.
Geek, I put it up there on the group chat.
I got you. It's Carlitos Super Lobo, right?
Yeah.
Now, you gotta be doing whatever the flavor of the year is.
But you know what?
Something super
I'm gonna tell you what happened in one of my videos. I have one video that has 2.5 million views.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So somebody must have clicked on that one. That has
somebody famous,
and it just went bananas, man. So I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, I got the 100,000s, but not
for me, I would. It's like the one where you take the jackhammer and go to work on the box.
Yeah, people hate that those videos. That's what got me a little bit of notoriety in the
It's one of the things though that you hate it so much that you can't help but watch.
Yeah, you're like, what is this guy doing? If you saw what I did to my Hulk Wolverine maquette box, you'll just go.
Wait, didn't you do one where you go over it with a steamroller?
Yeah, I did the steamroller.
Yeah, that one. I was laughing hysterically once.
No, and then the guy kept going. I'm like, all right, dude, that's enough. He's like, oh, I like this. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna do the 2nd Avenue train station in Manhattan. I got a friend of mine that actually works on he's an iron worker. So I was like, yo, dude, can I get downstairs? So the machine that actually bores out the holes?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get to put that in the front in the box and let them do that with that big machine,
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was that's like one of the only 2 machines I think they're working down in the tunnel back in the days. And he's like, dude, if I do that and you broadcast that and they see that, we're all fired down here.
That's right.
I was like, you're right. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to get him in trouble. So I do a lot of if I do a lot of heavy equipment videos, I never show any of the markings of the vehicles, numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just boots and whatever. Like the low. Keep it without them seeing anything, so no one can make it out.
That's awesome.
Kill the box, man. Box killer. That was the best.
I like the one time we were on the chat and I forgot what it was. You said, I don't know who you were saying it to, but you said, I want to see I want to go to your house and see what have you done?
Yeah.
I mean, like, is there a roach nest in there? So you didn't say that part, but you know what I mean. You were like, "What have you done?" You know, like, and it was just really fun.
Listen, when you got, I literally have 400 figures, 400 fucking figures. Do you understand what that is? You know how many boxes that is? I mean, if you got 100 statues, you know how size of those statues are?
Yeah, because that's what I have.
I'm beyond myself. Like, between the styrofoam, the shipper box, you can put it all together. But then you have multiples. It's amazing.
And some of the boxes are ginormous.
Ginormous. The ARH one with the Death Dealer, it was 3 boxes in one. I'm like, I can't comprehend this. I'm like, what is this? Oh my god! And I got the P2 head 1-to-1. That box was as big as the dishwasher.
Wow.
Do you understand that? Can you comprehend that? It's like,
my custom Hulk that I sold to Vic was the same one.
Yeah, it was like a dishwasher box. Nah, I can't keep that. Right away, as soon as I got this maquette, which I love, I got rid of the styrofoams, 3 pieces, garbage. I got rid of the shipper box, garbage. And then I flattened out the box. I flattened it out, and I have an area in my garage where I keep all the flattened boxes that I really appreciate and love. If I ever was gonna get rid of it, I'm like, look, I have the box, the art box. Here you go. I'll pack it in something else. But basically, whatever I buy, I'm keeping. It's like to me, it's not like I'm gonna do a trade or anything like that.
What if you move?
What if I move? I'm fucked. I'm fucked. What am I gonna tell you? I have maybe over 20 bins. I'm gonna do a video of my garage. 20 large bins from the Container Store, and then I Ziploc all my figures like individually with their manual and all the accessories. So I have them all lined up. So I have, like, if I have my Star Wars collection, I have them, by Sideshow, by Hot Toys. If I have my military figures, all my modern. If I have my Avengers, I have them all lined up in Ziploc and, with their manuals. And if I like the boxes, what I do is I crush them and I flatten them out and I put them inside the Ziploc. And that's what I do. That's how I organize my stuff. My accessories for 1/6 is like I have maybe over 100 heads. Like multiples. So,
Can you tell me your secret?
Secret is, man, that I gotta fucking take a lot of eggs out of women.
Okay. Well, how'd you get the one main woman to say okay to all that crazy stuff?
Well, that's not really a woman. That's actually a seahorse. A very large seahorse.
Oh my god.
Nah, you know what it was? It's like, it's you pick your poison, dude. Like if I wanted to go and get myself a Ducati or MV Agusta, I love motorcycles. So it's either, do I go high end and get a $26,000 motorcycle this year? Or do I spend some of that money and buy figures and statues, Yeah. So you pick your poison. Now, there's some people that can only afford, maybe 2-3 pieces a year. And that's okay. And there's some people that are buying 10, 15, 20. The pre-order list is massive. I don't know how they do that, because at the end of the day, after a couple of years just watching people on YouTube and reviewing and actually just throwing stuff up, I go, wow, this person must have a lot of extra cash, because it takes a lot of money to actually keep up with this game. And then there's the other rollers there that play the game, very professionally, which is like, I have 20. I started out, your initial investment, maybe 10 statues, and then you go, okay, I'll flip this one, I'll flip that one, get one, and you play this swap game until you figure out your collection. Everyone figures out where they want to go with their collection.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can't keep collecting, because if I was still to collect the way I was doing about 2 years ago, my wife would have killed me because I'd be buried with all this shit down here. So I'm actually not collecting the way I was. So I'm actually trying to figure out where I'm going to be. I zoned it. Now I'm good. Oh, hello, Mr. Omar. You couldn't stay out, huh? Yes!
Sorry, guys. Sorry it took so long. I was watching Lego Batman movie.
Are you serious?
That's a good movie.
That's the second person today.
That's an awesome movie, bro.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
It's really funny.
The funniest, I guess I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it because
Spoil it, man. Spoil it.
All right, spoiler
Well,
alert.
yeah, I was gonna say, just say spoiler alert.
It's Batman's password to get into his Batcave. So it's Iron Man sucks. We took the kids to go see it, and the kids were bored, but we were having a good time.
That's hilarious.
The adults were having
Yeah,
a good time.
Yeah.
That's
While I
all.
was watching, I was like, dude, a lot of kids will not get these jokes, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I would go see it if I were you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I laughed, because I went to the movies, not to see this movie, but there were a lot of parents, like idiots, taking their kids to see that hot dog movie or whatever the hell it was. And I'm like, no, that shit ain't for kids, bro. And then the parents would come out mortified, like, what the hell are you making my kids watch?
Like like going to a Ted movie.
Yeah, but I'm like, wait a minute. We didn't make the kids watch nothing. You bought the ticket.
Man, that sausage movie was like,
That was hilarious.
like
It was-
there's like a
Orgy.
10-minute
Yeah.
orgy of just food fucking each other. Like,
I've not
joking.
seen that movie, really. Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Like, it's just 10 minutes. It's just like it's not like they even like it shows you like people fingering each other. It's like ridiculous. What the
It's like a Caligula.
Yeah, but
Like Caligula was in action.
and by the way, this is after they killed like I don't know how many humans that shop in the store because they
Oh my god, really?
yeah. Well, because
Oh.
they think the humans are gods. That
Oh my god.
heaven or
Man,
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing though is the douche. Oh my
Yeah.
god, yo, I couldn't stop laughing at the douche.
yeah.
I'm fucking juiced, bro. I'm juiced.
Hey, guys, have any of you seen John Wick yet?
Yes,
Oh,
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Really, Lou? Oh my god, I have to go
Yeah.
see it then this weekend. I'm definitely gonna see it
It's
Friday.
really-
I mean, it has more action than the first one, if there is such a thing.
Okay, I saw a little review on YouTube about John, Keanu Reeves speaking about the movie, and did he not name his dog yet?
Yes, it has no name.
Yeah, because you know why? There's a third one coming.
Yes.
It's-
You can't miss it with the ending of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Don't
shows
tell
you.
me, I don't
it's
even
like-
wanna
it
know.
shows
No,
you
I'm not
chapters.
gonna. Yeah.
I hope, man. I hope like this third one comes out good because it'll be a really solid trilogy. Because the second one was great.
Okay.
It was like really badass. Like,
I
you walk
tell
out there, you're like,
people
holy
there's
fuck, Keanu Reeves
it's
is a
literal
badass.
action from the opening sequence to the closing sequence.
And it makes sense, right?
Like,
'Cause basically-
yeah, there's no real talking. It's just boom, 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 boom. And then, shooting constantly. It's great.
That's amazing, man.
And but also it doesn't like take itself too seriously. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't like try to give you like some like Inception plot line. You know what I mean? It's like straightforward. Gotta do this. Gotta do this. Gotta do this. Bang, 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 bang. Good to go. You know what I mean?
Good to go.
It's
like
really
a
badass.
really good movie to me would be John Wick meets Deadpool. You know,
That's a combo. That's a combo.
right? Just trying to kill each other. It would be insane.
Did anybody see Split?
Yes.
You liked it, right?
Split,
That's
my
statue.
I'm not saying anything to ruin it, but the ending will have you like, with your mouth
What
open.
movie? What movie?
Split.
Oh yeah. I want to go.
You
see it, too.
have to stay after the credits.
Yeah. It's not. You don't even have to stay through the whole credits. It's just
it's halfway through or something.
Yeah. But it's worth every second because it's a huge. It changes everything.
Just put it this way without spoiling nothing. Your jaw will drop.
Yeah, and you can't wait for him to the next one. You know.
Yeah, don't spoil, man. I can't wait to see that movie. It looks so good.
It's his best movie too in a long time.
Since probably The Sixth Sense, I think it was his best movie.
I was gonna say Signs, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about those two.
Man, James McAvoy is a beast actor. That guy is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because his character was called the Beast.
That's one of the personalities.
Yeah. Well, that you see in the coming attraction, so we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah, and it's like
I hate that.
It goes from one personality. He goes from one personality to the next as if he was like the Terminator 2 with the shape shifting. He's able to. It's almost like he's shape shifting, but it's just acting, and he's going from one personality to another.
So well done.
Yeah, really well.
I can't wait to see it.
Hey, but this is not a spoiler, but that dancing scene really I was freaking. I couldn't believe it. I would be terrified if that was there. And there's this one dance thing that he does. He goes right up to the camera, and if I thought to myself, God, if I was that girl and this was happening to me, I think I would scream because it was just it was so freaky looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was, I think, probably the perfect actor to play the part.
He did a great job. It's a shame in a way that in a way it's good, in a way it's not so good, but in the terms of that they released it in January because it really found an audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wasn't competing against anything. But at the same time, if they had released it in December, he may have gotten nominated for an Oscar. Because
exactly.
It's that good of a performance.
Yo, you guys expect an unboxing of this guy Monday?
Oh, he brought it out quick.
Yep. So I'll be unboxing that Monday.
Wow, nice.
Cask, I couldn't see
I
it on
bought
your screen.
that
What was it?
Wolverine you were just showing, eh?
And to be honest with you, the likeness of Daryl on that is amazing.
It's spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because remember now, Daryl was never in the comics.
Yeah.
So it's based on the show, but he did it in that cartoon-esque, not cartoon, but the esque of the comics versus the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
What you know about that 1/6 right there?
Let me look at that again.
That looks just
Look at this motherfucker's eyes popping out and shit.
That's my boy's custom.
That is sick, bro. That's awesome.
Man, that looks just like him, man. Christopher Reeve.
This is the best. This is Arnie Kim. He's the one that does the Bruce Lee.
No, you're talking about that. I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about the one with the head. Yeah.
They're both good. That Christopher Reeve, that's dead on.
No, this is the best. That my friend bought the head. 2K, just the head from this guy.
Jesus.
So he's the one that did the Sylvester Stallone, the Blitzway. He does a lot of work for Blitzway. And we're trying to push him to let this happen with Blitzway. It would be the most ultimate 1/4 scale Superman. Christopher Reeve.
So what do you think of this one, Carlos?
Yeah, this is very nice as well. This is beautiful, perfect.
I like to know what the hell did I do.
I'm waiting for that to come.
Yo, Cass, show that Wolverine you just showed.
You bought that with the weird ass face.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like it. It looks pretty cool.
Oh my!
Was it expensive?
I like weird stuff like that, man.
It's pretty cool.
200 chipped.
That's not bad. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like weird artistic stuff like that.
It's kind of like the Batmite from a Wolverine.
They did a really good job on the teeth.
Yeah, the teeth look
Yeah.
better than the other statue.
Yo, I'm so tired of all the nitpickers, bro.
I'm waiting. Yeah, I don't know. My Wolverine hasn't seen an orthodontist in a couple of months.
So on one of the forums over here, they were talking about the eyes on the Hulk and the Wolverine EX head, how they were decals.
Yeah,
and they were
Bro,
painted
people-
glossy. And I
You
was
know
like,
how many statues
not on the Hulk.
Cal eyes?
not on the Hulk. Well,
All
yeah,
of
and
them.
I
All of
pulled
them.
this up. I was like, didn't this get Statue of the Year? And I was like, look at how shitty these decals look. I'm like, come on.
No, I don't think the Hulk is decal. I'm gonna pull out his head.
I don't know. It looks exactly
Yeah,
like.
yeah, it is.
It looks exactly
It is
like the
decal.
EX.
No way.
It is decal,
Yeah.
but it is.
Let's see.
But the thing is like it doesn't even matter, man. Dude, that piece is so gorgeous. Like people don't understand. Once that thing sells out, 2 years, that thing's gonna be in $1,000.
The only problem is that it looks like you need to take a pic to his teeth. But I mean, granted, like you mentioned, it's probably because of the camera. But when people show it, they show it with a camera, and that, all you see is these teeth with cavities.
Think about it like this: the head is this big. So imagine the teeth. Like they're gonna be so tiny that you're not gonna be able to see that. Like you can't see it with your eye. You know what I mean? Like it's this big. People are complaining just for the sake of complaining. Trust me. The only thing that I think is unacceptable on that piece is the seam line on the head, because that just makes no sense to me. Like why
The
they
Hulk?
removed the head is so beyond me. Because it's like they could have just kept it attached. It's not gonna break. Like his back already suspends the head. So if
Well, maybe they had to sculpt it that way. It was easier for them to sculpt the head.
No, but in production process, it doesn't matter. They just stick it on and then like, they rim it up with putty. So it doesn't really matter. Like sculpting wise, it doesn't change anything.
I don't mind the seam, to be honest.
It doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I mean, I've seen worse. You know, with
it's not bad. It's just like why, you know what I mean? Like they didn't put a switch out head. They didn't. It's not like it's breaking. You know what I mean? It's just why.
Yo, what do you guys think of this pair right here? You think the Iron Man and Namor are too small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too small. Those things are 1/6.
Which
Those
ones?
dioramas from Sideshow.
Yeah.
Other than the Hulk, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could kind of pull it off. But...
Put him in the front. Like switch him in the front.
Like I think the Submariner looks good, but I think Iron Man looks a little small.
I think that's supposed to be maybe like a perspective type of thing. Like the reason why he looks small, it's sort of like he's supposed to be further away from that waterfall. So like, you know what I mean? Like if it was in 3D, we would see a depth of field. I mean, that might have been the idea that they were trying to get across. And you know, it may have not worked 100%, but that might be the.
No, it works fine. The problem is next to a 1/5 scale piece. That's what's throwing it off.
Yeah. I don't want to buy 1/5 scale single statues. I'm gonna wait till they come out with a diorama. If they ever do, if they ever come out with another one. But yeah,
no, man, I'm telling you guys, Captain Marvel, Green Goblin, that Hulk, Red Sonja. Don't sleep on those pieces, man. Give them 2 to 3 years. Everything is gonna go up in price. Those pieces are ridiculous. Like Sideshow is coming back. I'm telling you, like that Captain Marvel is so ridiculous.
Oh, that I'll agree. I absolutely hate the Red Sonja.
No, well, okay, but it's like design-wise, I understand. Like people don't like things, you know what I mean? But I mean, like quality-wise, it has everything. Like it's heavy, paint applications spot on. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might not like the design. That's personal taste. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like I don't like the Phoenix design, but it's well made. You know what I mean? So these pieces, trust me, man, 2 to 3 years, they will go up in price because they are super well done and they're so easy to display. So easy to display.
Even at 6,500 ES?
Even as yeah. I'm telling you, Spider-Man, look, you can't find it at retail anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Like exclusive.
That's an amazing
Think about it, like,
piece.
Spider-Man, it's only been a year and it's not, you can't find it at retail anymore. So
I don't believe that
that's
shit
something.
didn't get Statue of the Year, yo, or at least an award.
Yeah, I think it was
Spider-Man PF.
Yeah. Remember, I picked it. I picked it for quarter
Mhm.
scale. I thought it was other than Mark 7. I thought it was the best statue released. It's fantastic.
Did a lot of people didn't like the fingers, right? Sausage fingers or something? Is that the right statue?
Now you're thinking of the J. Scott Campbell one, I think.
Even that one's nice.
Spider-Man has
I
sausage
thought that
fingers.
Spider-Man was fine.
Yeah, it's just the people that complain are the people that don't know the man's artwork. When something is spot on to someone's artwork, you can't say because, like Omar was just saying, because it's not your taste, that doesn't make it bad. It just means you don't happen to like it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I
Like,
dude,
look, perfect example.
Geoman said Geoman said Green Goblin was garbage. I was actually gonna I didn't even like reply because I was like, if that is so biased because dude, that Green Goblin, I'm telling you, go look at it in your comic book shop. The face paint on that is higher than XM quality. Like that thing is done to perfection. The teeth perfect, eyes are perfect. Like the face paint on that is so ridiculous. It's so biased.
Like every statue you can't pick. Like take for instance for me now the Ghost Rider. Don't like the sparkler front wheel, but guess what? If I got offered that piece at a good price, you're damn right it'd be in my collection. So you could nitpick anything, you know, but in the end, most of them are good enough to be in your collection.
I don't believe you can judge a piece on design. You can't say it's a bad piece because it's designed not how you like it. You know what I mean? In my opinion, a bad piece is a piece that's low quality. Like they didn't put effort into it. But if they design something a certain way and people purchased it a certain way, and if it arrived this way, then that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, so a bad piece is, you know, the Man of Steel.
Because exactly,
that's a bad
is a piece of crap. That's a man of crap.
I agree.
That piece is poorly done. You know what I mean? Like
that, and I think Christopher Reeve fight it out for the worst. Well, they definitely are up for the worst Superman statues ever.
Yeah,
but
I remember when I called Cinemaquette and I asked them, do they have one? They did have the Cinemaquette Christopher Reeves, and my friend of mine, he actually said to me, do not get it because it looks like a zombie in person. So and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So, you know, I was like so, you know, crazy adamant about it about 3 years ago. And I finally, he did an awesome video of it at his friend's warehouse where he like holds like thousands of statues and figures, and he did a close-up for me, and I really looked at it, and I'm like, wow. So people try to, you know, to sell that to you because they want to believe that they bought the Christopher Reeve lookalike. You know, it's a great statue, it looks great, but the face is not there. You know what I'm like? You want to capture the realism of
course. Another perfect example of where Cinemaquette dropped the ball on the face, is the friggin' Aragorn. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I was excited for that piece. I saw it when it came up for pre-order, and I was like, that does not look like Viggo Mortensen one iota.
Their major sculptors, like he mostly does monsters. Like he should just stick to that. You know what I mean? Like real people is not his like forte.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did anybody get the Guyver?
Like, did you see that piece? That piece is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Like that Guyver, because Steve Webb Sculpting, he's a master. Honestly, he's a master at doing like monsters and that creepy stuff. You know what I mean? Like you look at the werewolf. Holy shit! Like that thing is disgusting.
I think though the problem is the medium. Like they use that latex.
It is silicone, I think.
Yeah, silicone or something, and it's
not for everything. They only use it for like the small parts, like the Iron Man face. That's silicone, but other stuff is translucent resin.
Because people were saying that if you don't wash it with this special chemical they give you, it could get all like mush.
That's awesome.
Oh, I don't know that. I didn't own many. I know my friend, he owns a lot of them. And
well, the ones that are supposed to be the bomb are the Alien and the Predator.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Actually, not even the Alien. You know, Arif, he said he doesn't like this Cinematic Alien. He says he likes like the
and Vader. Vader was good as long as he's wearing the mask.
No, this looks like a Photoshop. It looks so good.
No, that's the real deal. That's a 1/4 scale Hot Toys, I believe.
Jesus.
Oh, but yeah, there's your answer. Hot Toys. They know how to do faces.
Yeah, they're tops. Yeah, you can't fuck with Hot Toys.
Not for facial sculpts. No way.
Also, guys, look out for Iron Studios, man. They bounced back from that shitty Spider-Man they made. Like, my buddy got his War Machine.
Yeah, I saw his post.
Not Sean, another person. He got he's in Toronto. He got War Machine and freaking Black Panther, and holy smokes, like, dude, those things are crazy. Like, they're really well done. Super.
So you're saying I should get the Falcon then?
I would still wait because I still don't trust them.
Lou,
but if it comes
I got the
good,
hookup. I got the hookup for you. You wait, and I'll get you the hookup. We'll go pick We'll go pick it up in person.
For the Falcon?
Sideshow?
Yep.
All right.
Iron Studios. Any Iron Studio piece, let me know. We'll go pick it up.
You know what looks good, yo? That third scale
I
Batman.
do want that piece. So.
Yeah,
Batman,
I saw that third scale Batman too. That third scale Batman is nuts.
Yo, it looks good.
Because it's kind of weird, but
is that really the one where he's on the bat signal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does look awesome.
Yo, and I think the edition size is like 350. Yo, that's mad good.
Yeah.
And I also really like. I know not a lot of people do, but the female Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Pepper Potts. Yep.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. All right, no copyrighted music.
No. Screwed up.
Yeah, this lights up. It's pretty cool.
If you can afford that Batman, I would get it. Like, the texturing is disgusting. Like, it's like a suit.
I have just too many Batmans. It's time for someone else.
No, don't blame me.
Guys, I'm gonna call it a night. But it's fun chatting with all of you. Mark,
all right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna end it in a few minutes.
Have a good night, boys.
See you too, brother. I'm glad you were able to make it because I didn't know how many people would get on without their wives killing them.
Nah, I was at dinner. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hope you all have a lot of sex. And if you can't have sex, stick your finger in your ass. Have a good one.
Sell those eggs, as you would say.
Cask, I'm surprised you didn't get those dioramas.
They're expensive, dude.
They're pretty big.
They're like $300-400 for each one, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you know how big that is? Like, that's pretty huge.
They're
bigger than like Sideshow stuff.
Well, I know that the diorama that Cask needs, well, I'm calling him Cask, that Tim needs to get is the X-Men vs. Sentinel.
Oh, yeah.
Well, $5,000.
You know, I'm seriously thinking about the DC one they're making, but I want to see more pictures. And I'd have to go through Omar. So I don't know anybody.
You'd have to go.
Yeah, I'm not supplying
I
that.
think you'd have to go through your wife. She sees this box come that's the size of a refrigerator.
It's gotta be multiple boxes, right? Like for each.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Dude, how are they gonna send that Optimus? What the fuck? Dude, did you see how
Yes,
big
that thing
Optimus
is friggin' massive, bro.
What the fuck?
And
How are
it's
they gonna
super
even ship
wide.
that shit?
On top of it, it's wide as hell.
How are they gonna send that like anywhere, man? How's anybody gonna buy that? Can't believe somebody even asked me to pre-order. I was like, what the dude, how you know how much shipping that is? That's like $800.
Somebody asked you to pre-order that $5,000 piece?
No, somebody asked me to pre-order the Optimus Prime.
Oh,
like,
I thought you meant the other one. I would be like, yeah, I'll pre-order it if you give me a $5K up front.
Yo, what do you guys think of this design? Basically, do you see this? There's like a line right here, and basically you could switch out the mouths, not the head.
Yeah, that's. I've seen that on Hot Toys, where they do that.
it's cool.
Could you imagine, Omar, your mom, if that box came to the house?
Yo, I got a pretty big box, man. You want me to tell you guys what I got?
Well, I'm just saying, this thing is the size of a fucking fridge.
Oh yeah, no, I can't keep stuff like that.
Did you get the Hulk?
I got the Gray Hulk, yeah.
Oh, he got the Grail.
Yeah, I got the Big Daddy.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Congrats, yo. That's an awesome piece.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely.
The ultimate collectible right there. That the statue god right there is that Gray Hulk.
Cool.
Did you open it yet, or what?
Yeah, I did. I have it displayed in my room. It's just I'm not in my room right now.
How heavy is that
I
piece?
used to sit there and say, that is the ugliest statue I've ever seen. Until I went and saw it in person at Vic's. And then you can appreciate it more.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is you get used to like the way statues look and you start to like them over time. Like I didn't like the premium format, the cloth and everything. And then now it's like I can't picture them without it. It's kind of weird how some things like grow on you.
The only one I'd honestly prefer without it is the Batman PF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I sold mine.
That's the one statue of the PFs that I have with cloth that I would have preferred to be fully sculpted.
You know what I have coming in? I have the OG Captain America PF coming in.
Nice.
And I'm thinking about getting it customized to be fully sculpted. But like you said, maybe I'll just like look at it enough to get used to the mixed media.
Yeah.
I think you will, dude.
Yeah,
it'll grow on you.
That's one of the pieces that if it ever yellowed, and I'd say yes at that point, go do the full customization. But until that time, there's really no point. I've seen it in person at a Comic-Con, and it is friggin' amazing.
It's really stoic, man.
Especially it's got, for me, that's one of the pieces that, for me, the EX is a must, because I would display him with the old school outfit.
Oh, okay.
So you know a guy that'll custom?
Yeah, I have one. I'm pretty sure you guys know him, Kelly Alessandro.
Mm-hmm.
I already contacted him. He gave me like a quote for everything because it would be removing all mixed media. Mm-hmm. And since I have a regular, I wanted to put a World War II Nazi helmet underneath his foot where Ultron's head goes. I wanted to convert that to a World War II helmet, like the exclusive.
But you can't remove it, eh?
No, so he would have to sculpt directly on top of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then add.
Okay, why would you do? Why
like
not
pouches.
buy the exclusive then?
Because I couldn't find one that was brand new. The regular I'm buying is like new in box, just like the Venom I bought. It's like going back in time and opening it.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. Hopefully, I like the mixed media.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have a problem with it.
I think you'll like it, yeah. Because it could be better, but what I like about it is just how much it fits a statue. Like it fits it, you know what I mean? Like you showed me like those pictures of like this fully sculpted, and it's just it doesn't work as much.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feels like
if you use the right sculptor, someone like a Vince Val, I'm sure Alessandro could do it too, but you have to make it look like it's actual fabric and not make it just look like, oh, I painted it on the statue.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would keep the new XM cap. I think you're gonna really like that piece. Trust me.
Everybody that I know that's got it really does like it.
Yeah, I bought it and then I got it in. I sent pictures to Omar and then he ended up buying one right away. It's like,
funny. That's who I was talking to about it the other day.
He's like, fuck off, man. You just made me buy it. He bought it like right away as soon as I showed him.
Yeah, Omar plays no games. He's just like, bam, here you go.
The only thing that bothers me about the XM, the only real reason I want to sell it is it doesn't come with that freaking, like the normal Captain America head, man. Like with the wings out, fully masked. I don't know, man. I feel like that head should come with every Captain America statue.
Yeah, see, that was like, I have the ultimate Cap, which is my favorite version of Cap, and he wears the different helmet that doesn't have the wings.
Yeah.
But
Omar said the flat wings are actually better than the winged ones.
I gotta say one thing though, XM, bring these back. I don't care what no one says. This is actually, to me, one of the coolest exclusives.
The coins?
Yeah, I think they're so well done. It's ridiculous. It's like holding a piece of silver with like this perfect etching on it.
Nice.
I won't buy an XM.
Really high quality.
I will not buy an XM statue without a coin. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like getting Cracker Jack without the little toy inside.
Yeah, I mean, if I did get an awesome deal, I would have to go out and find the coin on eBay and buy it.
Yo, you guys, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna head off. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, for about 11:15, I'm ending it because I'm tired too, and I gotta be up early again. But yeah, ultimately, we've been getting a lot of good stuff lately. Everything they keep showing looks phenomenal. So XM. So I don't know.
Congrats on Hulk later. Castle.
No man, thanks Omar. Congrats on your Hulk.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too. See you guys.
Peace.
Good night.
Yo, you want to know what's funny? What's it called? Okay, so when I have a package coming in, I literally wait like a dog, like right in front of the door
to try to hide
mailman. And when Grey Hulk was coming, the guy, dude, he walked up to the door, and it was like slippery. And
oh god!
The guy dropped the box, like the Grey Hulk box, on the side. Like he literally just dropped it on the side, and I like literally shit my pants. I was standing like right there. Like, what the fuck, dude? Dude, that thing is like 4K, man.
Oh my
Yo,
that's like a fucking car. You just dropped my car, man.
Yo, the same thing happened with Cyclops, bro. I was waiting for that shit for a month, and when the fuck was this shit? I think on Friday, the FedEx guy finally came to the house and he dropped it on the front. I was like, I opened the door before he got there, and he dropped it right in front of me. I said, "Yo, take it easy." I literally told him, "Yo, that shit got." Yo, you made my whole body hot. That's how pissed I got. I said, "Yo, take it easy."
when I saw him just drop it, like it was like not even like a small jar. It was like he literally like freaking threw it like on the side. I was like,
bro, I was so crazy when I first started collecting that I would walk out to the truck when it came up. And the guy would be bringing the statue, and I would be like, "Just give it to me, bro." And I'd walk into the house.
I would do the same exact thing. I would do the same exact thing.
You would sit there as a collector, a new one, and you'd watch these videos of like these guys punting it onto the roof or whatever else. And I'm like, you ain't handling my stats, you motherfucker.
I would walk like if I saw the UPS truck like 3 or 4 blocks like away from where I live, I would actually walk the 3 or 4 blocks and wait there until the guy came out, and I'd just show him my ID. It said, Mark Rivera, I think you have a Sideshow statue for me, something like that. Hello, well, I would have brought it to your house. Oh, I know, but I'll just take it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes like I see the Canada Post truck on the side, like I'll be driving out to work, I'd see it over there, and I'll just come back and wait for it to come, and then go back out to work. Got to unbox it before I go.
I mean, thank God, like for the statues that they do put those corner pieces in, because people don't think it makes a difference, but it really does.
Yeah, and dude, the Grey Hulk is like 50 pounds, right? So when he dropped it, all you hear is a big thud.
Oh, well,
I was like, oh my goodness.
You're praying not to hear a glass sound. That's what you're praying.
Dude, that was like the biggest scare I ever had. Like he just dropped it, and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, was it an accident or was it on purpose?
It was because okay, like I told the guy to double box it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the shipper to get ruined, right?
Yeah.
And I told him to double box it, and the handle ripped. So because there's the handle ripped and the box just toppled over. Oh, here's boom. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's like, no, you didn't just dent my box, god damn.
Look, I was almost dropping to my knees. I was like, please, God, don't let me do because I thought that I was going to handle responsibility because I don't want to pay tax on
Oh, that's worse. Yeah, that's way worse.
I was like, I'll take responsibility, don't worry. And then, oh my God.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Oh, whatever. At least it's safe. I'll show you guys like in a few weeks.
That's one of those things where you might have actually killed the guy. You open it, and you're like, the leg is off, you son of a bitch.
It was literally like, because I bought it like as a whole package with like Spider-Man, the trio, and like Green Hulk as well. Like,
oh my God.
So he walked everything in, everything was okay, and then he gets to Grey Hulk and he rips it. I was like, what the? That's freaking Spider-Man comic careful. Why the fuck did you just the all the statues, man. Holy crap. He bought like 6 boxes fine, and then he just that the most expensive one.
Oh my God.
Guys, I'm gonna go to bed, man.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna head out too.
That was like this dude when Vic was he's carrying his statue, right? He just got it. And he trips over a box and lands on top of it. And I'm like, oh my God. Thankfully, like, he's like, I can't breathe because it hit him in the chest. And I'm like, no, it's your statue, right? And he's like, don't worry.
I remember when he was telling this.
Yeah, the story.
I think it was his Black Panther.
Yeah, because his wife left the statue box in front and he tripped over it. I'm like, oh my God, you just killed 2 statues. Thank God, though, the box held up. It was like I was dying because there was a picture like Jerry did. It was a clip. And he's like, I want to show you how good our boxes are. And he's literally throwing this box with the statue and rolling it all over the floor. And I'm like, oh my God.
Bro, someone commented, why is a spoiled brat breaking his boxes? And then some guy replied to him, it's his own fucking company.
Yeah, right.
It's like, why is a spoiled guy breaking the boxes?
Oh my God.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. I gotta do an assignment, so
oh,
take care, guys.
Later.
All right. I guess with that, we're going to end it. So, guys, I hope everything's good. Omar, I'll call you tomorrow. We'll work everything out.
All right.
So,
Sounds good, man.
Cool. So, everyone, I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching it now or you're watching it later on tomorrow when it's not a holiday, but enjoy and thanks for supporting all the guys in the group. Again, the chat room, we love hearing your what you guys got to say, and keep collecting and do it your way. Peace.
Peace. Later, bro.